Hey guys, welcome back to Following Lucha. We are the lore keepers of Lucha Underground. I'm JC.
What up?
I am joined as always by...
What's up? It's the other Lucha dude, Steven.
I take exception at you calling yourself the Lucha Dude, seeing as you didn't watch this week's episode of Lucha
That's
Underground
fair.
that we're going to
I'm
review,
just the underground dude now.
Steven,
I'm in the dark now.
I have so many questions because we get on this podcast, we get on this silly little podcast every week, and we always watch an episode of Lucha Underground. We do the current events from the week when it aired, and then we do the actual current events of like today. And
Right.
And normally you're so busy, Steven. You always have the task of making all of our TikToks, which is like that's a big.
I just
time
had so much
investment.
homework, dude. I had to do like coding
time
shit.
investment. I
You
know
how much work coding is?
Yeah. So like the
Copying,
big ass
pasting from Google is so much.
big ass time investment out of the TikToks. But fortunately for you, we've stopped doing the TikToks as of like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's because I got sick. And then I had like finals and shit after that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Steven, when we start a habit that is completely unsustainable because it requires an absurd amount of time that is unreasonable to expect anyone to put in, the moment that routine gets broken, it never starts again.
It will never start ever again. No more TikToks ever.
The fact that you made it so consistent from like May to November is insane to me. And I still don't believe that it happened, but it did somehow, which I'm impressed by.
Dude, TikTok is crazy though, because like it like encourages burnout and shit, because it like the algorithm is like it wants you to just make as many videos as possible, and then hopefully one of them pops off, you know. And like it causes this like fascination in your brain, like, oh, this one might be my breakout video, right?
But it
and then
also
when it
makes
doesn't,
sense.
it encourages you to make more.
It makes sense why so many people like just do unedited, like, here's a news story, guys, what do you think? Or here's my hot
fucking
take.
Boring though. Here's my hot take. CM Punk is actually really hot, and I think he was in the right here.
I mean, CM Punk's not unattractive, I don't think.
Back then, dude. You know?
Well, no, I think gaunt old CM Punk is one of the most attractive CM Punks. I think like 2011 CM Punk is like kind of unattractive. You know, I want Ring of Honor or I want AEW Punk if I gotta fuck one of them. You know?
Yeah. I'd Honor Punk with his fucking shorts.
Yeah, exactly. The shorts are a big selling point, I think. You know, easy access. But Steven, listen.
What's up?
Listen here. You didn't watch Lucha Underground is the point, despite
we had
having
such a good streak.
Listen,
the 34 episode streak.
I still got my streak going because if I don't watch it, these episodes don't happen. Okay? So, what's it called? No, because you don't have the TikToks to do. So literally, your whole investment for this podcast is sitting here to record for about 2.5 hours. That's big. And then aside from that, spend 20 to 30 minutes watching Lucha Underground on fast forward. Okay? That's
fair.
it. And you couldn't do the... Oh my god. Whatever.
I couldn't do half my job. I'm gonna get fired.
No. It's not you couldn't do half your job. You couldn't do like a sixth of your job.
Of my job.
No.
I couldn't do the sixth of my job.
Exactly.
This is the worst, dude.
I know. It's devastating. But either way, we're here to recap Lucha Underground Season 1, Episode 35, Fuel to the Fire, that aired on July 8th of 2015. And we're getting close to Ultima Lucha, Steven. We're nearing the end of Season 1.
Am I gonna watch that? Are we gonna watch it for like the week of it? Or are we gonna like do a special before that?
Well,
I don't know how the timing works.
I don't give a shit. We'll figure it out. Steven. But I have to wonder, what does this mean for the future of Following Lucha? Are we just hopping right in to Season 2 of Lucha Underground? Are we going to take a break like our TikTok? Are we going to watch exclusively episodes of Psych for the next year? We don't know. We'll see where the future takes us.
What are you going to do for Following Lucha Season 2?
I think we should just watch Psych. I think we should really... I think all the signs... The universe was telling us we should be a psych podcast, and we ignored those signs. You know,
call it psych and wrestling, but then people would think we're like a psychology podcast. We talk about the psychology of wrestling, which I feel like would get really boring really quickly.
Well,
you know?
the thing is, people want to talk about like, the match had good psychology, the match had bad psychology. It's not fucking psychology. It's storytelling. There's such a difference, you know? Like,
but what is psychology in the ring?
Psychology in the ring is not psychology. It's legit
psychology. It's psychology.
Storytelling. No, it's like there's a good guy, there's a bad guy. Tell a logical story.
In-ring psychology.
That doesn't mean jack shit.
What does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
Who coined this phrase? Someone coined the phrase in-ring psychology, and then everyone's like, yeah, I'm just gonna use that in my vocabulary now forever.
Some loser who wanted to make wrestling sound more important than it really was. That's who it was.
Are you talking about like those like wrestling like YouTube videos of like the art of Kenny Omega in AEW or something? And it's like art like in big bold letters in front of his like eyes. You know the videos I'm talking about? Like those video essays of like people trying to make wrestling sound like high literature.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I was one of those fools in high school, beginning of college. I was a sucker for that. I ate that shit up, okay? But now I'm a little bit older, and I look at it and I say, how silly, you know? Video essays.
How silly of me.
Steven, why don't you make video essays? I don't know.
I think I wanted to do video essays at one point in high school, back when I watched like a bunch of them. But then like when I grew up, right, I kind of realized, all those people making those video essays know nothing about like the movie industry or like the industry they're talking about in those videos. Or like, you know, like the ones where it's like, the ones where like, YouTuber, the fall and rise of YouTuber, he went from 5 million views to 3 million views.
Steven, hold on. Are you recording your audio right now?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Good, because apparently I'm not. Okay, we're good.
And I had to reset the entire thing.
No, we don't.
Fool.
Man,
you fool.
Listen, I don't care about the rise and fall. You know what? I do care about the rise and fall videos because Adam Blampied would do them, and I loved Adam Blampied. Okay.
No, I mean like the rise and fall of YouTubers or rise and fall and rise.
I don't give a shit. But listen,
like Tabascus.
I will watch.
Now he's like an alt-right YouTuber.
The investigation videos, you know, where like someone puts way too much time, energy, and resources into investigating a question that nobody asked. Like I watched a half-hour video the other day about if there was ever an actual winner of like the Danimals cruise that Zach and Cody
advertised.
I watched
that too. I saw that video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like that stuff I enjoy. If you're gonna do a video essay, make it fucking like that. But if you're gonna do a video essay about why like Pentagon Jr. hasn't been like taken full advantage of in AEW, I don't give a shit, man. I know
the creeps of wrestling, Velveteen Dream. He was DMing minors.
Listen, I almost DM'd Velveteen Dream that night. Okay, when he went on his Instagram story and he said my DMs are open. You know, I was still 17.
Were you gonna DM the Velveteen Dream? Were you gonna be like, yo, I believe in you, homie. You're in the right here.
Nah, I was gonna be like, yo, what's up? Well, no, I think he said that he was gonna like FaceTime people, and I was like, holy shit. And then I thought about it for more than 30 seconds.
Was he in trouble for that?
Ooh. Well, I thought his account got hacked, is what I thought happened. And I was like, there's no way he's FaceTiming fans. That's very creepy. And then, well,
didn't he get in trouble for like DMing fans who are just young? I feel like kind of counterproductive.
Well, there's that kid who's like now he's a wrestler, Josh Fuller, and he like asked him for shirtless pics and stuff like that to see his progress or whatever, and like his body transformation.
On his body, right?
Yeah,
like
so
his abs.
There was stuff like that. And
kind of weird.
I mean, really damning voice memo. The really damning voice memo.
I think it's not weird, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah. But Steven, we're here to talk about Fuel to the Fire, Season 1, Episode 35 of Lucha Underground. Gosh. I know.
How's the episode start? I didn't watch it. How did it start?
Oh, man. This episode started with a recap, like always.
No way. Oh, we watched last week? Or the weeks before?
What do you mean?
Is it recaps of like last week's episode or weeks before last week's episode?
Listen, it's a recap of a whole bunch of shit. They fit in 5 different topics in this recap. First was about how Mil Muertes secured his spot for the championship at Ultima Lucha. Then they talked about how Cage fucked up the Mac that one time in the locker room. Do you remember that?
No way. I remember that. That was awesome, dude.
Hell yeah, just embarrassed him in front of his cousin. And then we talked about how the Disciples of Death attacked Cuck Angle that one time, and then Mil Muertes just like teleported on top of their bodies. That was kind of crazy. And then the last bit of the recap was reminding us about how Alberto El Patron has laid down the challenge. Him versus Johnny Mundo, Ultima Lucha. Let's go. So, Steven, the actual episode opens with a very exciting segment. It is Pentagon Jr. in his master's dojo.
My goodness.
I know.
What's he gonna do in there? Is he just praying? Is he training?
If you remember, we have seen Pentagon in the Weeb dojo before, and this is when he was beating up a bunch of white dudes in Japan, right? Remember?
Is this in like Little Tokyo?
Well, I don't know where.
Is that where he goes?
I can't quite tell. The windows aren't open to the outside. It's a very enclosed dojo. But he's there, and he's actually talking to his master, Steven, okay? Directly to his master.
My goodness.
And he says, he tells his master that Vampiro is too afraid of him, that he's not the man he once was, and that he refuses to fight Pentagon. And then his master starts talking like he's that weird hologram voice in Power Rangers. I don't know his name. What's his name?
Zordon?
Zordon!
Bloody tube man?
Hell yeah. He starts talking like Zordon, or he starts talking like the fucking Emperor in Star Wars. And he says, you must destroy the man he has become. Talking about Vampiro, right? The master wants
gotta kill Ian. That's what he says.
You did watch
Ian. No, I didn't watch.
How do you know he calls him Ian?
Because I fast forward through the episode.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
well, Pentagon says,
brother.
Pentagon's like, yeah, I'm gonna destroy Vampiro. I'm gonna destroy Vampiro, but I want to do it in a ring. I want to do it at Ultima Lucha. And I think to myself, Pentagon Jr., why does it matter if you beat him up in a ring? Why?
He wants to show the world his art and craft of destroying people, you know? He doesn't want to do it in private. Because I feel like if he brings a gun to a backstage, like, show, where, like, Vampiro's there, you know, just backstage and catering, and just shoots him, it's not really that impressive.
I mean, I guess not.
And kind of illegal.
But, like, does he want to be impressive, or does he just want to destroy Vampiro, you know?
He just wants to destroy Vampiro, but, like, show the world his arts and crafts of destroying people.
Then wear a GoPro when you shoot him, you know? I feel like that's the way to do it. Yeah, essentially, yeah. And also, there's Pentagon's master gets a second line here. He responds to Pentagon, but it is absolutely intelligible, okay? On any speed, you can't make out what this voice says. And
is he saying Spanish or in English?
I can't tell. It sounds like English, but I really can't tell. And then Pentagon says, yeah, I'm gonna kill Ian Hodgkinson. And then
oh my goodness,
I know they use his shoot name, so that's scary. That is terrifying. And now we have confirmed proof that Pentagon Jr. has direct contact with his master. I thought for a while we were like, is his master a god? Is his master like who is his master? But now we know his master is a real person or being, Steven. That's exciting. You know? Yeah. How did this segment make you feel?
I think the master is just a pair of legs.
What does that mean? What happens at the top of the legs?
There's no body. We never seen the body, do we?
I don't know.
Do we see the body?
Do the legs connect?
We just maybe. We don't know. We just saw the legs.
Today we saw legs. I didn't see any legs.
You didn't see the legs of the master?
No. Where did you see the legs of the master?
What are you talking about, dude? I didn't even watch the episode and I saw the legs of the master walking by.
Break it down. Well, Steven, we go from that segment. Pentagon Jr. wants to kill Vampiro / Ian Hodgkinson. And we get to our first matchup of the night. It is The Mac versus Cage. And this is, of course, because Cage just showed up backstage one time and fucked up the Mac in front of his cousin and Davari.
Is that the story?
I mean, yeah, essentially. And so the Mac is a little embarrassed. And then, for some reason, the comedian Ron Funches is in the crowd watching. Okay?
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because he's a big wrestling fan. But I have to be honest, I don't like Ron Funches. I've watched so many of his...
He's too racist for you?
He's a black man, Steven. I don't...
Oh, I feel like... I don't know. Whenever he's like a stand-up comedian, it's always like a race joke every time. It just kind of gets kind of old.
No, his jokes are mainly about how he's like extremely... You would think he's gay. He sounds like a gay man. Like his voice is so... But he's not. He's very straight. And he has a son who has autism. That's what all his jokes are about, is sounding gay and having a son with autism.
Just being ableist?
But I don't listen to his comedy. I more so listen to him on like podcasts and stuff. And he strikes me as just like not a good person. I don't know.
Why?
I get that feeling. Maybe I'm wrong.
Why
I
are
don't
you
know.
visualizing this person you never
It's
met
just
before?
my feeling.
You're a
It's
monster.
just my feeling here in my heart is that Ron Funches is not a good guy. Okay, that's it.
Oh no.
That's all. That's all, Steven.
Official statement.
Ron Funches is a bad person, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Great. I'm glad we could have our stance established. Also, too, when the match starts, you realize that the Mac is bigger than Cage, which is kind of crazy.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, Cage isn't the biggest person, right? He's just a thick man, you know?
He's thick, and then he's
not
also
the
always in
tallest.
the ring with guys like King Cuerno and Prince Puma, so he looks like a
Skinny
giant.
people.
Yeah, but then he's in the ring with an actual big person, and it's like, oh shit, Cage,
Uh-huh.
you're kind of small, you know? Yeah.
But he's more jacked. That's all that
guess so.
matters.
I guess so. Steven, did you like the match between Hangman Page and Brian Cage at that one AEW pay-per-view last year?
Which one? The one that went like 60 minutes tie?
What?
Is that the one you're talking
Between
about?
Hangman and Brian Cage? That shit didn't happen.
Oh wait, no, they meant Brian Danielson. I don't know why.
What the fuck? No, I was there for that. I was not there
How
for
was that one?
What one?
The Brian Cage one. I didn't see
The
it.
Brian Cage one was dope. That's why I'm asking you about it, man.
Oh my goodness, that sounds
That's
awesome.
what's sick
I
as
should
hell.
watch it.
Oh, I know you won't.
When was that?
It was like June, May of 2021.
When was Brian Cage on TV? Like last week, right?
When he was in Team Taz. Before Team
Oh.
Taz disbanded and before Ricky Starks beat him for the FTW title, okay?
Or Taz?
God. And so, listen, I realized during this match, both these guys are two ex-WWE developmental guys who got fired, right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Or did the Mac never get fired? The Mac never got signed because he was out of shape.
Well, the Mac, I think he got signed for like 1 week, and then like, all right, you're out of here. We got someone who's cooler than you. That's black.
No, poor
That has a
the
better
Mac.
body.
Who?
Who could it be? I don't know. No.
I don't know. But either
Not
way,
either.
these two ex-developmental guys get a "This is awesome" chant during this match because,
Was it awesome?
I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. It's hard to judge the quality of a match on 2.75 speed because all
it's
the
so
matches
good.
Exactly, every match is so good because they
Yeah.
all go by so quickly. You know.
There's no
So-
rest holds, dude. It's only like slightly rest holds now.
Exactly. So I would have also been chanting "This is awesome" at 2.75 speed, Stephen.
This
but
is
the
awesome.
The Mac gets the win with a roll-up in the end. So how
Dang.
does that make you feel, Stephen?
I like roll-ups. I think they end matches great because no one looks weak. Right? Is that what people say? Is that why roll-ups happen? Because it makes no one look weak? Is that why?
I guess it makes someone look less weak, but you also look kind of stupid when you get rolled up. You know, maybe not weak, but still
What
kind
if
of
they pull their underwear while rolling up? Does that make you look weak? Or does that
Well,
make you
we'll
look
get
like
to that later tonight,
a
Stephen.
dignified person?
We can get to that later tonight if you want to. Talking about grabbing underwear
Yay.
during pins. But before we do that, Steven, we go backstage and Son of Havoc is in the locker room and he is about to be delivered a message by Katrina. Okay?
My goodness.
I know, the Temptress. She shows up. She's playing her ghost mind games with Son of Havoc. He's just chilling there in the locker room. And she, like, appears inside his locker or some shit. It's going crazy. And she's like, Son of Havoc, before you get to worry about the Disciples of Death, tonight, you have to worry about 1,000 deaths. Because you're going to fight Mil Muertes. Which is kind of crazy. Mil Muertes
gosh.
versus Son of Havoc sounds badass, okay?
Does
And
it? It
then-
sounds like a squash match.
No. Well, I mean, I guess it could be, which is a little sad.
Oh.
But maybe not. And then Evilise shows up and she sees Katrina. She's like, back off, bitch. Because she sees Katrina, like, with her hand on Son of Havoc's chest. And
Get
so
off
she gets
my
jealous.
mans.
And then
That's what she says.
she does say that, and she grabs Katrina's hair, and then the lights start flickering, flashing, Steven. They go black, and then they both fall over, and then Son of Havoc is underneath Evilise. Evilise is on top of
Oh my
him in a
gosh.
full mount position. They are going missionary, Steven, okay?
Dang, dude.
And-
I love when movies do this and then the actress always complains about it.
oh,
Because it's always like creepy when they film it.
maybe so. Well, either way, Angelico
Yeah.
walks in. Katrina's gone. She teleported out of there, right? These two are on
Right.
top of each other. Angelico walks in, and he says in his South African accent,
Yo, can I join?
"Oh
That's what he
God,
says.
please don't tell me you guys are getting back together." And then it cuts away.
I thought he was against that. Isn't he? Doesn't he want to fuck the girl in the team
Well,
or the guy?
He just said, please don't tell me you guys are getting back together. That is in line with his character. What did you think he said?
Yo, can I join?
He did not say, can I join? I don't know if he's quite on that wavelength yet, you know?
No.
I don't think they have that level of
WWE wrestler
cohesion.
yet.
No, not yet. But again, I think once they become a more comfortable team, when they become more confident champions, maybe we get there, Steven. That's the big build-up.
And they
That's
start
the payoff.
doing the Matt Riddle and Damian Priest trains.
Exactly.
Eiffel Towers? Is that what they call it?
I don't know. Look at our comment section on TikTok. You'll figure it out. But, Steven, we go from that to, and I'm really sad you missed this segment, okay? Because it's really, this is Lucha Underground.
The Vampiro segment? Is it a Vampiro segment?
This is Lucha Underground history. It is a sit-down interview hosted by Vampiro. We love these sit-down interviews that Vampiro does. And his guest this week is none other than Pentagon Jr., the man he's been, you know, having a lot of tension with of late. Exactly, he's been beefing.
Yeah.
And so, like, what the fuck? Who, like, facilitated this? Who thought this was a good idea to, like, give Vampiro a logical interview?
This feud.
Yeah, because we always see Vampiro get into, like, arguments with the people he interviews, but it always makes no sense. Like, why should Vampiro be fighting with Sexy Star right now? There's no reason, right? But this time we have a reason. But at the same time, it's like, why would Vampiro accept?
What do you want then, man? You mark?
I don't know.
You're like,
maybe
I think they should do this. And then when they do it, you're like, no, they shouldn't do it. It makes no sense.
Well, it's just, we need a storyline explanation. We need, like, Dario Cueto set up this interview, you know?
Yeah, that's what. The TV guy's like, yo, we want these two people together. Because why not?
Yeah.
That's your reason, dude. That's your reason.
Exactly. And then, but it all gets explained away immediately in the interview, Steven, okay? Because Vampiro starts off right off the back and he says, yo, Pentagon, thank you for being here. And I just want to say, I'm sorry for letting my ego get in the way a couple weeks ago, and, like, I'm sincerely sorry. So then I think, okay, maybe Vampiro requested the interview so he could apologize to Pentagon. And I'm like, okay, problem solved. And I think that's very nice. You know, Vampiro realizes that he should have never got involved. He should have let him break Sexy Star's arm. And, you know, all's well that ends well. But Pentagon Jr. does not respond to Vampiro. He does not accept the apology. He sits there like a little kid pouting, okay?
Why is he so mad?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Vampiro then asks Pentagon, like, you know, there's an obvious question I gotta ask. Who is your master, man? And then Pentagon continues sitting there, not answering, Steven.
He's really angry.
He is so angry. And then Vampiro says that Pentagon reminds him of a younger him. Vampiro is reminded of himself when he looks at Pentagon Jr. And then finally, Pentagon speaks up. This is when he's had enough. He says, in Spanish, yes, because we both like inflicting pain. But where are you now, Vampiro? You're just a coward. And then Vampiro has had enough, okay? Vampiro starts screaming. Vampiro says, don't you ever say that to me again. A coward I am not.
I'm not a coward. I'm a man.
No, he does not say, I am not a coward. He says, a coward I am not.
Me not coward.
I don't know why he is speaking like this, but Vampiro is. And
he's not a coward. He's not.
He is not. He is not.
He's not.
And then
I'm not.
Vampiro tears in the Pentagon, and he talks about how my time in the wrestling ring is done, man. I'm retired. I had my time, and now it's time for the newer guys coming up to have the spotlight, okay? I'm not, but just because I'm retired doesn't make me a coward, you know? I have a daughter now. I can't be fighting every week, you know? But that doesn't mean I'm a coward. And then Pentagon Jr. looks at him. He says, okay, if you're not a coward, why don't you fight me? Which is a very good question, you know? Simply proves you're not a coward.
That reason why.
I know.
You're not?
Well, they don't speak the same language.
Dude.
They're literally communicating in two different languages right now, Steven. This is like, it's a recipe for disaster. And then Pentagon gets into Vampiro's face. Like, you know, when they put foreheads against each other and it looks like they're going to make out passionately. Kiss. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then this time they do. They make out passionately for like a couple minutes. And then Pentagon Jr. starts screaming at Vampiro. And then he leaves. And then Vampiro was like shaking. He's physically shaking with anger. And I have to say, Steven, this is the best Vampiro interview yet. Because again, it just makes sense. Okay? Like,
don't like
there was a
antagonizing
reason.
people for no reason.
There was a reason for this one happening, okay? And it just like, and it contributed to a storyline, and it was like, just, it wasn't as absurd as usual. It was very good, I think, you know? Very good.
You don't like how like Vampiro just antagonized people like Sexy Star?
It just, why? Why does this happen so frequently? You know, that is my only question. That is my only concern. But I do love it. I do love when it happens.
Good for the vamp, you know?
Good for the Ian Hodgkinson. Honestly, man. Honestly. Yeah. Well, we cut from that to our next matchup of the night. It is Mil Muertes versus Son of Havoc. Okay? And Son of Havoc is accompanied to the ring by both of his tag team partners in Cuck Angle. That means Angelico and Ivelisse are there. And this is the part where it starts to click for me. Like, oh man, is this just like a tune-up match for Mil Muertes before Ultima Lucha? To remind people that he's like a murderer. But you're right, Steven. It's not. They have like a competitive match, and it's really fun, you know?
It's really weird though, because like, usually like other wrestling companies, just the two tag team guys, right?
Yeah.
That's just the leader versus the tag team guy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I mean, I kind of like it. Because, I don't know, no one really expects Son of Havoc to win, but you could obviously...
He can roll up, you know? Make Mil look weaker for his...
Hell yeah, make it a triple threat.
Could Mil lose against Prince Puma? Could he? It happened.
Maybe so. He is vulnerable. Well, also, too, these men are in the same exact gear. Son of Havoc and Mil Muertes are matching. And I blame solely the lack of pajama pants. If Mil Muertes were still wearing his pajama pants, there would be no problem here. Okay?
Yeah.
We need the
pajama
blue
pants
pants
makes them look stronger.
I think they do, man. I think they do. But Mil Muertes, for the first part of this match, just fucks up Son of Havoc on the outside of the ring for like a while. And I also, too, I love the trope in Lucha Underground where whenever the wrestlers get near the announce table, the commentary gets quiet for like 2 minutes because they can't talk. They can't reach their microphones anymore. And so there's just legitimately no commentary. It's always
That's not
sad.
a trope. That's just something that happens.
I know, but it's like, I enjoy it. They could, it's a trope, man. It's a trope. It's recurring.
That's just what happens.
It's a trope. It's storytelling, man. It's story. You just don't get pro wrestling.
Storytelling.
You don't understand wrestling psychology, Steven. Okay?
It's true. I'm not an analyst, dude. I can't do like story time wrestling. Like, and then Prince Puma walked into the ring. He looked very scared, but today he'd realized that he's in fact bigger than who he was yesterday.
You need to watch my video essay on YouTube. Top 10 Lucha Underground tropes. Yeah, man. You really do. You need to do it.
What's your favorite trope? Name them.
The commentary, getting quiet whenever anyone gets near the table. I like that trope.
Vampiro antagonizing people that he doesn't know.
I love that trope. I love the trope of having half your matches, at least on every episode, end with a roll-up. That's one of my favorite tropes, too.
That's how you keep people to look strong, dude.
Exactly. I like the trope of Drago only shows up in bathrooms when he's backstage.
That's a good trope. That's a good trope.
I like the trope that Prince Puma is a mute.
That's a good trope too.
I know. Yeah, there's a whole. I love the trope that Alberto El Patron and Johnny Mundo have clearly fucked before. You know,
that's a good trope. That's not a trope. That's just lore.
It's a trope. They fucked a lot, I think.
How's that a trope? Who else does that?
They fuck a lot. What do you mean?
It's just lore.
Oh, yeah,
tropes are like just what they do a bunch of times with other characters.
Yeah, they fuck a lot. You know?
Maybe.
Definitely, Steven. You're not watching the product. Again, that's
true.
when wrestling psychology
I just complain about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like a real wrestling journalist.
Watch the product, Steven, okay? Because guess what? You straight up didn't watch the product this week, you fake fan. Okay?
Oh, no.
You loser. And so
I hate this. I didn't watch wrestling for one day, man. I'm the worst person ever.
You loser. So this match is I guess kind of, in my mind, it cements Son of Havoc as like the fan favorite in this company because the crowd loves this man. Okay, as he's like beating the fuck out of Mil Muertes. He is the face of this company. This man should be added to the championship match. Okay, full stop, Steven. He should. He should win the title.
Son of Havoc's gonna be the Lucha champion.
I imagine this is an inevitability, okay? I imagine so.
Okay.
I know. And at one point during this match, Katrina starts like feeling up Angelico all sensually on the outside of the ring.
Oh my.
And this pisses Ivelisse off, okay?
Why?
I don't know, man. Maybe they fuck too. It's one of the common tropes, man.
I thought they hated each other. And the reason why they hate each other is because they didn't want to fuck.
I don't know. They've been together for a while now. They've probably had sex, Steven. You know?
Dang.
They both seem like very horny people.
This is why people in Hollywood can't write women.
I know.
Only there for sex.
Legitimately, the least horny member of Cuck Angle is Son of Havoc, which makes sense because I guess he would be the cuck in this scenario. Just kind of watching on the outside.
He actually just lost the angle. That's crazy. He lost the
Holy
cuck angle.
shit! They're called Cuck Angle, and early on this show, we had a Cuck Angle with them, where two of them were fucking on the ground, and then Angelico was just watching. That's crazy. Steven.
Yeah, it's literally the joke. That was the joke that you made.
How?
You not remember that?
I made a joke?
Yeah, they're not actually called cucking. That's what we called them.
Well, I know, but... I know, but in this episode, there was like a visual of the two of them fucking and one of them watching. When have we had that before, Steven?
When they kiss and the other one watches.
When did that happen?
In the earlier episodes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah. Sorry to ruin your narrative.
What? Listen, Steven, you can't bring up that promotion, okay? They might not be coming back, and you know it's a sensitive topic.
Wait, what's your last show for Control Your Narrative?
Just stop it. You know they might not be coming back, okay? You know EC3 told us they might not be coming back, that it might be over because Braun Strowman isn't there.
That's so sad. They lost their big guy.
I personally thought they had enough star power in EC3 and Austin Aries, but I guess
Are they gonna sell out Applebee's now?
I don't know, man. It's tough. It's just tough. I don't know where the fuck I was in my notes. Oh, yeah. Angelico is being touched up by Katrina on the outside. Ivelisse was not having it. Ivelisse, she's there. She's about to beat up Katrina or something. But then the Disciples of Death materialize. They appear from, like, the ground or some shit behind Angelico. And then Ivelisse is like, Angelico, behind you! But then they beat up Angelico before he can do anything about it. And then Katrina just chokes Ivelisse. Right there with one hand. I know.
Like Darth Vader? Just one hand
like Darth
choke?
Vader. Mm-hmm.
Dang.
And then Son of Havoc sees it from inside the ring, and he diverts his attention from Mil Muertes. He does a dive to the outside on top of all the chaos on the outside, and then he breaks it all up. Oh my gosh, thank goodness. And then Son of Havoc has a lot of momentum. He gets back into the ring. And then he just gets speared and flatlinered by Mil Muertes, and Mil Muertes wins.
We gotta make him look strong, you know? He's entering back into the ring. He's at a disadvantage. He has the low ground in this situation.
Exactly. But he has the adrenaline of just beating up his tag team partners, you know?
That's fair.
That's pretty big. It's pretty big. And then after the match, Katrina does as she does, and she licks Son of Havoc's beard. It's kind of awesome, Steven. It's kind of sick. So
was it a 6 spear? Wait, he got pinned by a spear, or did he get pinned by the flatliner?
No, it was the spear into the flatliner and then the pin. You know?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I would have known I watched the episode.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I didn't take attention to the episode.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have. If I were you, I would never take notes. I wouldn't remember a single spot ever, man. It would never happen. But what did you think of the match?
I thought it was really interesting how they made Son of Havoc look so strong against the biggest antagonist in the company.
You think Mil Muertes is the biggest antagonist in the company?
Is he not the biggest bad guy right now?
Is he not? Chavo not the biggest bad guy?
Well, I mean, Chavo's like a mid-card guy, right? Is he?
Well, or like, who is a worse person? And I don't think Mil Muertes has done all that much of bad stuff. He's a kid who suffered some trauma.
Doesn't Mil just murder people?
No.
Isn't he like a legit murderer?
Who has he murdered?
I don't know. Just random people from Mexico.
I thought the whole thing was that the 1,000 lives were what the volcano took away. Like the volcano killed 1,000
He tried
people.
murdering Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix is a murderer too.
But Ray Phoenix is invincible. If you try murdering someone who can't be killed, it doesn't really count as attempted murder. You know, because it's just impossible. You know? Yeah.
Wait, who is the bad guy? Who is the biggest bad guy? Is it Chavo? He hates Mexico,
Chavo.
right?
When you are so bad of a person, you get an entire country to revolt against you. You know, something's up, man. Something is off. So, I'd say...
The whole country of Mexico hates him.
Exactly.
You're the worst. It could be Argentina in like a few hours, you know?
Argentina?
Yeah, they're gonna fight Mexico in the World Cup, and if they lose, Argentina gets disqualified. They get outed.
They get disqualified.
From the FIFA.
No, that's so sad. Well, Steven, we go from the Mil Muertes Son of Havoc match to a promo segment. Steven, did you catch this promo?
With who?
It was Texano for some reason.
The biggest babyface in the company, Texano.
Exactly, the biggest babyface. They give him a live microphone, okay? This is gonna be our
Oh my gosh,
Ultima
they trust
Lucha.
him that much? Can he speak English?
He speaks perfect English. Remember, his name's
thank
Texano,
goodness.
so he's a Texan. And then he gets
That's
on the
true,
microphone.
from California.
And he says, "I've never been a nice guy, but I've always been a Mexican."
So that's the crowd pumped because the crowd is full of Mexicans.
Exactly. That. By the way, I'm not like taking liberties with that quote. That is what he said.
Is that the actual translation or is it like the actual like, thing he said?
That's the actual transcript. He said in English, "I've never been a nice guy, but I've always been a Mexican." And so
I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy.
I'm a
just a
Mexican.
Samoan guy.
Oh, shit. He says, "I can't be trusted by my own family, but I can be trusted by
Why?
Mexico." Again,
Aren't your family from Mexico?
man, I truthfully couldn't. I thought his family was from California. I thought we just talked about this, and maybe
Are they
Texas.
Californians? They could be immigrants.
They might be, but either way, he can be trusted by Mexico, but not his own family, whatever that means.
Right.
And
That
then he
makes sense.
says, "Chavo, I want to fight you at Ultima Lucha because I hate you, and I represent Mexico." And then Steven,
I am Mexico.
I am Mexico.
My boy, my boy Blue Demon came out.
No,
That was
listen,
awesome.
shut up.
No.
The crew comes out, Steven. The crew
Yeah.
comes out and they start beating the shit out of Texano, okay? They start fucking him up.
They hate
right?
Mexico. They're
And this is
against they're against the border politics right now.
Exactly.
There's the scoundrels.
Exactly. And this is the point at which I realized, Steven. Do you remember when Chavo made a deal with Dario Cueto? When Chavo went to Dario.
Is this his protection from Mexico?
Exactly!
The two crew boys?
So as opposed to Chavo having the hit on his head from Mexico called off completely, he preferred Dario's protection, which is just two men, Mr. Cisco and Cortez Castro, protecting him at all time. 24-hour security from the crew.
He's got buddies. You know, he's got friends now.
So the
Two friends.
crew...
That's two more than last time.
So I guess this is our answer. Chavo is not the leader of the crew. Chavo is not the newest member of the crew. Chavo is simply made a deal with Dario to be protected by the crew, which is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Chavo from Mexico, dude.
Exactly.
Right?
And so they're there to beat up Texano, and that's when Blue Demon Jr. comes out, Steven.
Wait, but
You're right.
I thought you said last week that his last appearance ever was just beating up Chavo. Why would you lie
I thought
to me
it
like
was.
that?
I thought it was. So when this happens, Steven, Blue Demon gets into the ring, right? And then he's...
No, this
he's
is
like,
his actual last appearance right here.
Exactly. He gets into the ring. He looks at Texano. He's about to save him from the crew. The crew backs off. They get out of the ring. And then you see Mr. Cisco pick up a chair, right? And you're like, oh shit, the crew's gonna get back into the ring. And then I think, oh my goodness, what's happening? Because Mr. Cisco just slides the chair into the ring. And then what's his face? Blue Demon just picks it up. And it looks like he just gave him the weapon, which he did. And Vampiro calls it out. Like, it wasn't like a botch or anything. Like, it's not like Blue Demon was supposed to have a chair and he forgot to grab one. You know, like this is the situation. Mr. Cisco handed him a chair, and I think, oh my god, I just got worked. That must be Chavo Guerrero under that Blue Demon mask, okay?
Is it Chavo Guerrero in the Blue Demon mask?
Blue Demon turns around and smacks Texano over the head with the chair, and I think, god damn it. That must be Chavo. That must be Chavo. That must be Chavo. That can't be Blue Demon Jr. And then I start looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, that man's way smaller than Blue Demon. That was obviously Chavo. What
That guy's
idiot
way
I am.
skinnier.
Exactly.
I'm a fool.
And then he just keeps beating up Texano. And then he never takes off his mask. And then he gets onto the microphone. And then it's definitely not Chavo. This is just straight up Blue Demon Jr. beating up Texano for some reason. And
they just get some random dude to play Blue Demon. Like, they fight the original. It's like, all right, you're gonna be Blue Demon now, dude.
No, I think I was just gaslighting myself and telling myself that he was skinnier. But no, it was just straight up Blue Demon Jr.
You're just body shaming people now for no
Maybe.
reason.
And then he keeps beating up Texano with the chair. Texano's bleeding. He is gushing blood from his head.
Oh my god.
Okay? And
he's like
then,
John Moxley, dude.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly. He gets onto the microphone, Blue Demon, and he says, Texano, you are not Mexico. I am Mexico.
I am Mexico. And he
Holy
beats
shit.
Texano more with the chair. He's like, pow, bam. And the crew's like, shit, what do we do here now? We're supposed to
They're like,
protect
is that
Mexico.
I swear that was Chavo. I have no clue what's happening.
Did we beat up this guy too? I don't get it.
Yeah. And so then he says, at Ultima Lucha, you're not gonna fight Chavo Guerrero. You're gonna fight me, Pedro. And so
and the crowd went mild for this epic match of Texano versus Blue Demon Jr.
Woo, with the crew at ringside, confused about what to do.
Were they just standing there the entire time? Just like, oh
I
man.
mean, yeah, just kind of watching, very confused.
What do we do here? Do we just watch? Should we like just go backstage?
I don't know, man, but this was the most confusing segment I ever saw in my life. Okay, I don't.
Because you worked yourself into a shoot, brother.
I guess Chavo really couldn't got into the head of Blue Demon last week. You know, he wants to prove that he's Mexico, and he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
He is gonna do it, Steven. So we go from that to I believe our main event of the evening, Steven. Okay.
What's the main event for this evening?
Oh, why don't you tell us?
It's a quad match this evening between the quad good guys and the quad bad guys.
Yo, the Rudos and the Technicos, as Matt Striker keeps saying constantly in this match, okay?
Is that actually what he says?
Yes, and that's the equivalent of, like, if WWE at Survivor Series this weekend were, like, for the Bloodline match, they were, like... Yeah, today at the time of this recording, if they referred to the Bloodline as the heels, and then whoever the fuck they're fighting as the baby faces, would be like...
They didn't even call them baby faces, just call them babies.
That would be like what fucking Matt Striker did tonight, okay? On Lucha Underground.
And he's breaking kayfabe like this?
Hell yeah, brother. But this is an Atomicos match, Steven. Okay, it's 8 people, 4 versus 4. The good guys versus the bad guys. And Team Good Guys is Alberto El Patron, Drago, Sexy Star, and Aerostar.
I was like, why?
What do you mean, why?
Where's he been? Did they run out of good guys to use? Like, alright, Aerostar, you're gonna be here now.
I mean, no, he's buddies with Drago or some shit, you know? They had the amicable split after their best of 7 match, you know?
Oh,
yeah.
That's fair.
And then Johnny Mundo is leading the bad guys team, which also includes Jack Evans, Superfly, and Hernandez, okay? And so...
Who is Jack Evans feuding with? Oh, he might be with Aerostar, right? Because they fought.
Oh.
Right? Is that why?
Maybe. Who knows? But this is... I think Matt Striker's is the first 8-man match in Lucha Underground where everyone has a bone to pick with someone else. And so I don't know. I don't know if that means it's the first ever 8-person match in general, or if it's just the first one that, like, makes sense in storyline. You know? One of those two.
I think this might be the first one, actually.
Maybe. But the good guy team looks kind of cool. Alberto El Patron, Drago, Sexy Star, and Aerostar, they look just, like, cool hanging out together. And then you compare that to the bad guys, and it's like, it's Superfly and fucking Jack Evans, you know? It's like, I don't know what's going on there.
Dweebs.
Yeah.
Just 2 dweebs.
Exactly. They also announced, like, at the beginning of this match that Drago versus Hernandez is confirmed for Ultima Lucha for some reason.
Wow.
Are you excited for that contest?
It was in TNA.
Well, you know, sometimes we film in advance, which is a little unfortunate. Who do you have walking away the victor in Drago versus Hernandez?
I legit can't tell, actually.
If they know that Hernandez is going to TNA, obviously Drago wins.
Then Drago wins, right?
But also Hernandez
is like
the guy.
Like guys never win in Lucha.
Yeah, maybe. And that's like the season finale.
Because like I remember Matt Striker being like, sometimes the good guys don't always win, but then like in this company, the bad guys always lose. So far.
Listen. I just like the part of this match where Vampiro randomly just exclaims, "I don't like Alberto El Patron," and then Matt Striker's like, like you can tell he's confused, like legit, like out of character. Matt Striker's confused. He's like, Vampiro, what do you mean? Why are you saying that? And then Vampiro's like, he's too cocky for me, brother. And it's like,
but that's what you like other people.
You said for years you hated Johnny Mundo because he was cocky. Do you just not like either of them? Johnny Mundo or Alberto El Patron? And also, we talk about it every week here, but why they got this so wrong. Johnny Mundo should still be a good guy, and Alberto should be the bad guy in this feud, okay? Alberto was the one who was just an aggressive dick for like the past like 3 months, and Johnny was just kind of the victim of the bullying. I guess so, but fucking so is Hernandez. Super Mex is a bad guy, you know?
Yeah, but he's so big.
Superfly and Super Max are both bad guys, and okay. Alberto and Johnny start the match. By the way,
you're just being xenophobic right now.
You know what?
I don't appreciate this.
I apologize.
Saying all Mexican people are bad guys.
You know what? I do.
Who
apologize.
are you? Who do you think you are, huh?
Listen.
A border patrol?
I just realized I think every member of the Mexico team, of the good guy team, is from Mexico in this match, right? Alberto El Patron,
I think they are actually.
Drago, Sexy Star, and Aerostar. That's badass.
But Aerostar's from space.
Oh shit! And Drago's from
Mexican.
Mundo. So you're right. Might be.
Yeah, you're wrong here, dude. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that.
Alberto... So is that Drago's actual voice? Is the Arnold one, or is that just like a voiceover? Or is just him like trying to speak English?
I think that's him trying to speak English intimidatingly. You
He
know?
just sounds like Arnold.
I think he does, unfortunately.
Poor guy.
Alberto and Johnny Mundo play cat and mouse throughout a lot of this match, where like they chase each other around the temple. You know, very fun.
Yeah.
At one point, Johnny breaks up Alberto El Patron's armbar on Jack Evans, right? It's Alberto's finishing move, and Jack Evans is clearly in it for way too long without tapping, because Johnny Mundo just wasn't in position soon enough. And so, like, they're making Jack Evans look invincible right here. No, Jack Evans doesn't tap.
He is a medal holder after all, you know? He should be pretty strong. He's holding one of the 7 medals of immortality, you know?
It's true.
I feel like he deserves to be stronger than the armbar. Okay.
Hell yeah. But he is just like not tapping out when clearly he should have tapped out like in a second.
He's just for the fans, you know? He can't let the fans down. All those Jack Evanites, you know, in the crowd.
He can't.
He sees a little child in his Jack Evans t-shirt. It's like, oh, if I tap out, he's gonna be so sad.
I would have been sad. And so he climbs up, Johnny Mundo climbs up to the top rope finally, after like a minute of this armbar. He hits the Starship Pain on top of Alberto, breaking up the armbar, okay? Saves Jack Evans'
arm. Oh my god, his arm's like destroyed.
That too is gone. But it's okay, because then Sexy Star gets into the ring, right? And Johnny Mundo simply grabs her asshole and pins her with a roll-up, like with his hand straight, like in her ass. It's crazy.
Like just fingering it? Like
yes, like not even joking, fingering her ass through her underwear. Like they show the camera shot of it too. Okay, and so he wins.
This is why Sexy Star isn't a good person. Maybe this match is the reason why. You know,
why she's not a good person?
Yeah,
because she gets fingered in the ass by Johnny Mundo.
Yeah,
that could be it. This is her villain origin story, I guess, even. But the bad guys win. Woohoo!
Yay! I love bad guys.
Yeah, me too, man. Who was your favorite bad guy in this match?
Billie Eilish.
Okay. Well, Steven, we go after that's the main event of the night, right? So usually this is the part where we cut to like a wide shot of the temple and commentary just starts talking, and then maybe we get a cut scene afterwards.
Really? I thought they just cut.
Well,
like Fade to Black.
They always like show what's happening like in the ring, and then like you hear commentary like be like, next week, blah 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 blah, the temples, blah blah blah, and then Matt Striker gets all dramatic, you know. But this week, instead of doing a wide shot and fading to black, they cut to commentary, and we see Matt Striker and Vampiro like talking, like and then the camera shot is on them, and I'm like, this is very weird. What's about to happen? And then as Matt Striker's doing the send off, you see Pentagon Jr. appear in the shadows behind them. Behind
like
Vampiro.
The picture behind me.
And then, this is maybe one of the favorite spots in Lucha Underground so far. Pentagon Jr. winds up and just kicks the shit out of Vampiro in the head.
Chuck Norris a roundhouse kick.
It was, though.
Dead.
It was gnarly, okay? Like, right to the temple.
Oh my goodness.
And then he gets a chair.
Vampiro's dead at this point. Stop it, man.
He picks up the chair that Vampiro was sitting in and starts like fucking up Vampiro with it, just like
wailing on
style,
him with his
okay?
metal chair.
shades of Blue Demon / Chavo on top of, what's his face? On top of Texano earlier. And then Pentagon Jr. gets on the microphone and he threatens to sacrifice Vampiro, okay?
Right now.
He says,
right
Ian
here.
Hodgkinson, in front of your children and in front of the world, I'm gonna sacrifice you for my maestro. And then he goes like into the back where he like into the shadows where he emerged from, and he pulls out a canister of gasoline, Steven.
What?
Okay?
Is he gonna burn him alive?
He
Like a
pulls
witch?
out a canister of gasoline, and then he walks over to Vampiro, and he's not doing anything with it, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this is just like a threat, okay? And then
I'll burn you, brother.
after like teasing it,
Might.
he just douses Vampiro with gasoline. Okay?
Oh, no.
Vampiro is on the ground, lifeless, covered in gasoline. And then
Poor Vampire, what do you do to deserve this, man?
I don't know, man. He saved
He's
Sexy
fucking
Star.
about to get burned to death.
He's an
with
ally
this.
to women, and for his troubles, he's going to be
How
burned
dare
to
you have
death.
a daughter?
I know.
You're gonna burn.
And so then Pentagon gets on the microphone and he says, Vampiro, Ian Hodgkinson, if you don't accept my match at Ultima Lucha, I'm gonna set you on fire. Next week. And then he just walks
not
away.
This week.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, he had a
Vamp's
really
like,
great
shit,
opportunity
now I gotta
to
shower.
do it now.
This sucks, dude.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of
can't,
like a dick move.
You might like accidentally get set on fire if he walks to the wrong place, you know?
He may. He
It
may.
really suck for him.
It really would.
He gets like next to like a propane tank, just dies.
The thing is, Lucha
like an oven.
Underground, do you think they had a budget for fake gasoline, or do they really douse Vamp in real gas? You know, that's my question.
How much is gas right now in LA?
Right now or in 2015?
2015 gas. in
Look it
LA.
up. Pull it up, Steven. Give it a Google, okay?
Fine.
Look up
LA gas prices.
Boyle
What month
Heights
is this?
gas prices July 2015, okay?
July 2015.
Exactly,
It's about
This
it's
is-
about 584 per gallon.
What?
Yeah.
Right now or in 2015?
2015, July 14th.
How much is it now?
I don't know.
I got gas yesterday for $2.69.
Yeah, but not in LA where there's like more people and
I-
cars.
Yes, but simply give them more gasoline. What the fuck?
Just get more gas, dude. Just get more
Yeah.
dead dinosaur fossils.
What the fuck, man? Well, listen up, Steven. Listen up. That is the episode of Lucha Underground. Next week we'll find out if Ian Hodgkinson accepts or
Oh,
if
right
he
now
gets
it's
set
$6.
on fire.
Right now it's $6.
That's crazy. That is crazy. But, Steven, what were your thoughts on this entire episode? What is it called? Fuel to the Fire of Lucha Underground.
I liked the episode a lot. It was probably like one of my favorite episodes of Lucha Underground. I like the part where Vampiro was set on fire.
You know what? I love this episode too because of the interview, and then also Vampiro almost gets setting on fire or getting set on fire, and then
Everything else kind of was not that great, but
I think the Mil Muertes versus Son of Havoc match, like, just legitimately was really fun. Like, that was a great match. I think I don't even remember what the other matches were, but you know, it was a good show. Steven hated it.
Yeah, it's
Steven
alright.
thinks it's the worst episode yet. But listen,
not that good of an episode.
we need to talk
Underwhelming.
about what else happened when Fuel to the Fire aired, Steven, that week of July 8th of 2015. Are you ready to get there?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's do it. Steven,
What's up, man?
I have massive news coming out of July 8th, 2015, okay?
My goodness.
This is
What could it
the
be?
1 year anniversary of an event that I think is very, very important, very pivotal in the following Lucha lore, okay?
Yeah?
Can you guess what event occurred 1 year ago to the day of July 8th, 2015?
Lucha Underground didn't even exist yet.
I know.
Last year.
That's why I didn't say Lucha Underground lore. I said following Lucha
It's just-
lore.
Oh my god, what happened? Was it Paige related?
What happened a year ago today in July 8th,
Paige like
2015?
die or something last year?
Paige is doing a-okay, okay? Paige is doing
Oh, thank
just
goodness.
fine. But you know who was not doing fine a year
Who?
ago from 2015? Jessamyn Duke.
Who?
She had just suffered a baseball bat to the face.
Oh, no.
in July 8th of
Did it actually like
2014.
affect her, the baseball bat to her face?
Well, I imagine it probably didn't feel nice. But yeah,
Right.
Wrestling News Blog Lady, our official news source for all the 2015 wrestling news. She did a 1-year anniversary piece about how about how Jessamyn Duke and Shayna Baszler got beat up for her while she was waiting for like her cousin stuff to pick her up.
Oh, her sister's gonna pick her up.
Her sister and her sister's like boyfriend or some shit.
Boyfriend.
I have no.
And then they're late, so they beat up other people.
This
being
is
late.
Quintessential Following Lucha lore. If you want to find the full story, go back to the episode titled "That Time Shayna Baszler Got in a Street Fight." I think that was the name of the episode.
That's a real shoot, brother. It's not a fake story.
It's a shoot. Our source for all our wrestling news is a lady bound to a wheelchair, and the people who were supposed to pick her up from a meet and greet were 3 hours late. And Jessamyn Duke and Shayna Baszler were so nice. They were the ones that she was meeting and greeting. They were like, well, you know what? The General Nessa, we'll stay with you and we'll make sure you're okay. And then they got her Starbucks and all this kind of shit.
Got her Starbucks? Oh, nice.
They got her Starbucks. They got her a very berry passion fruit or something like that. Something to that effect.
Why are they talking about this much in detail about this?
Because listen, the 1-year anniversary piece that Nessa wrote was like her talking about how special of a day it was for her.
It's like her monologue to the crowd, like, yes, this day was my favorite day ever.
Most of it was about how it was a positive experience, and like a paragraph at the end was about how, like, you know, someone got hit with a baseball bat. But like most of it was about how, like, I got to spend time with my heroes. I got to spend time with my heroes. That was the day they got me Starbucks, and they were really nice to me. And then that's also the day where I officially became the general. Whatever that means. The general.
Of what?
The general, man.
Who? I want to meet Wrestling News Blog Lady one day.
I would love to.
That should be our goal.
Hopefully she's at the Royal Rumble. That's my hope.
Hopefully. So, where does she live?
I have no clue.
Dogs her location?
I would believe it. She lives in San Antonio. But where did Jessamyn Duke and Shayna Baszler train? Probably like California is my guess. You know?
Maybe she's a Californian.
Maybe so, Steven.
Maybe.
But listen, okay? That was the 1-year anniversary. Shouts out to Jessamyn Duke for eating a baseball bat to the face. We love you for it.
Where is she now?
I honestly couldn't answer that question.
Where is she now? Is she back? Is she like in AEW?
I saw Marina Shafir got signed by AEW, like, officially. And then she said
signed?
That the reason that the 4 horsewomen and the of wrestling and MMA never happened is because egos were too big.
Who's ego?
I don't know, man. Probably Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks, and I would imagine
they're not gonna go over. Were the wrestling ones not gonna go over the MMA ones? I feel like that's what Vince would book, right?
Rousey and probably Marina had egos too, right? Jessamyn Duke and Shayna Baszler probably didn't give a shit. But
Shayna is probably like one of the most chill people ever.
Exactly. Shayna's okay fucking losing to Liv Morgan. Okay.
Have you seen like Shayna on like YouTube where she's like geeks out with like Warhammer 40K?
Hell yeah.
It's insane. She's like so passionate about it. And then like you ask her about anything like fight wise, like MMA, she has like an encyclopedic like memory.
That's
like
badass.
Fighters.
I like the time where she was forced against her will to play League of Legends. That's my favorite Shayna Baszler moment.
That was awesome.
You know?
And then she won.
Yeah. Hell yeah, she did. Anything she sets her mind
Tyler
to.
won.
Let's go.
Shayna Baszler, I think of all the wrestlers, I probably want to meet Shayna Baszler the most. She sounds like the most chill person ever.
If she is like for real with Dakota Kai, that is crazy. Shouts out to Shayna Baszler. You know?
I don't know. I don't know why. I think Shayna Baszler's like legit, like pretty awesome as a person.
Yeah.
Just so like chill.
I think so. And also too in NXT, she was like the coolest too. You know, when she was breaking Dakota's arm.
People like her in NXT?
Kyrie.
I thought people didn't like her in NXT.
Well, you were supposed to not like her because she was a bad guy. But I think it was like people weren't like tired of her. They were just like, oh shit, she's horrible. Like I hate her, which is good.
She's like Pentagon, but a woman. It's crazy.
Well, no, Pentagon they cheer. Okay, Pentagon they love because he beats up Ian Hodgkinson and sets him on fire. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Steven, let's talk about another man that I love. Okay, that man is Roddy Piper. Okay.
Is he dead?
I mean, in real life now he is dead, yes, but in 2015 alive and well, and he's actually just been dropped from his WWE Legends deal. Okay.
Oh no.
And
what does that mean?
Well, you know how like WWE pays all their old wrestlers to like not do signings and appearances so they can have them exclusively for like access and shit?
How did he pop up in WWE's in that one wrestler zombie movie? That's not WWE related.
Oh, that's a good question. I wonder if like they probably have to just like get permission is my guess, and they're probably allowed to do outside stuff. But Ric
Maybe it's like
Flair,
only wrestling related stuff, like shows. I guess
maybe I could buy that. Even if the movie is called Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies, I guess.
There's
so.
no actual wrestling in it though, besides that one match in the beginning.
And that one time Kurt Angle as a zombie has a 3-on-1 handicap match where he fucks up.
That was probably like the director's goal of the movie. Is like, we got Kurt Angle. I want to book my dream match now.
My dream match, the franchise.
Juggin. And Shane Douglas.
Hell yeah, man.
This is my dream match right here.
Hell yeah. So apparently Ric Flair, though, this said in an interview or maybe on his podcast that the reason Roddy Piper got let go from his Legends deal is because Piper is beefing with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay? Which makes no sense to me. I imagine Ric Flair is just lying or got the story wrong. But apparently there is like real heat between Roddy Piper and Stone Cold because Roddy Piper on his own podcast under the Podcast One radio network, right? He had on the comedian Will Sasso. And I know Will Sasso because he's famous for his Jesse Ventura impression that has like millions of views on YouTube, right? And
What?
Yeah, he does like a killer Jesse Ventura impression. It's crazy. And he was on Roddy Piper's podcast doing a Stone Cold impression, which is also like spot on, right? But
and
apparently,
it's not hard, is it?
I mean, I guess not. Steven, hit us with your Stone Cold impression.
Oh, you know, maybe it's kind of hard.
Hey, that was a good one, man. That was very good.
What up? It's me, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
So that's Stone Cold circa 2040? I guess.
Okay. Senile Stone Cold.
Very good. Very good. So he was on the podcast, and apparently the impression that the comedian did was not very flattering. Apparently he made reference to how Stone Cold was very hard to work with, and how now in his older age he has no friends except for his dog.
I thought he beats women.
You know what? I wonder if that was brought up too. It wasn't. I didn't find it that it was brought up in the interview, right? Like I didn't see it in the recap. But if Stone Cold is so upset about it, I imagine it was probably referenced.
Are we canceling Stone Cold for this by saying he beats women? I feel like that's not canceling. I feel like we're just stating what happened.
Beats women is an exaggeration. I think the only confirmation is that he beat a woman, and that of Deborah.
One woman.
Which is sad.
Woman.
Yeah. Woman is right. So, obviously, we can forgive that. Obviously. Because, you know, at that point, we know he doesn't hate women. He just hates one woman, you know? And
his wife.
Exactly.
So edgy. We're being too edgy now. We need to stop being so edgy, dude.
We need Deborah on this podcast. I want to ask her exclusively.
We're too much like that one wrestling podcast where they're
I was
really
gonna
edgy.
try to come up with one thing we could talk to Deborah about that's obscure, but I just realized I don't know a single thing about Deborah aside from the fact that she was Stone Cold.
When did you meet
ex-wife.
Stone Cold Steve Austin? How was your first date of him like?
That is a great question. Do you think they ever even went on a date, or was it just like they were on the road together? You know?
Probably the road together thing, actually.
Damn, that's kind of crazy. But
you know what's crazy?
What?
Like Mansoor and Massey like carpool together with Maxine or whatever. Maxine Dupree, right?
Oh shit! I was picturing Katrina in my head, like for shoot.
No.
I was really picturing Katrina. I was like, oh my god.
Why?
I don't. You just said Maxine. That's who I think of, man.
But like, there's like a video of them on Twitter just like singing the theme song for. I don't think you know this game. It's what's it called? Buck something. Buck.
But so the game where you shoot deer.
No, Buckshot. Bumble. It's the one where you play like a bee.
Okay.
You know, it goes like bumble. That one. You know that game?
No.
Oh. They're also singing Cody Rhodes' theme.
Maxine was singing too?
No, she was in the background just like cheering. I guess.
Oh, okay.
Bar at nighttime.
That's unfortunate. Well, Steven.
I don't know. I got into like a really big rabbit hole of like Mansoor for like no reason.
Oh my god, you sent me his he was the valedictorian of his high school graduating class.
That's crazy to me.
And he did a speech. He did a speech at his graduation, and Steven sent it to me. Thing only has like a couple hundred views. You know, it's crazy. And it's a really
crazy
good
like
speech.
valedictorian.
it's like an incredible speech that he did as like a 17, 18-year-old, you know? It was very, very good.
Yeah. He was so charismatic back then. He still
really
is. And he just can't show it.
You remember what his gimmick was on the indies, right? Or no?
Just being Jesus, right?
No, his gimmick was that he was a 16-year-old. But he was a 16-year-old for like 10 years. It was crazy, man.
For a 10-year-old, that's an anime. Well, wasn't he like an anime promotion back then?
Right? I have no clue.
That anime wrestling one?
I don't even know what you're talking about. The Gaijin? Not Gaijin, whatever it's called.
It's like
Kaiju. Kaiju Big Battle.
Like
is that what
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Maybe. But listen, Steven. Listen. Because Roddy Piper did this podcast. Stone Cold heard it. He was not happy about it. And apparently he told the podcast network. Because I think they were both under Podcast One. And they told Piper, you need to take down this episode immediately. Okay? And Piper was like, what the fuck? Why? And they were like, because you made fun of Stone Cold.
Said so, man.
Stone Cold said so, exactly.
That's it.
And so Piper was like, I guess I don't have a choice. And they were like, yeah, damn right you don't. We were going to fire you a couple seconds ago. And he was like, well, what the fuck? And then he went on like a couple month hiatus. I don't have any clue what's happening.
Or Piper, what did he do wrong here?
I don't know, man. But basically, that happened. And now Ric Flair is like, yeah, that's the reason he also got fired from WWE. And I'm like, there's no way.
Fucking Piper.
There's absolutely no way.
Old senile wrestlers so weird. I guess like when you do roids for like most of your life and you're out of it, probably doesn't help.
Yeah, I guess so. But this is crazy because like they're not even the same generation. Like Ric Flair's one generation, then you have Roddy, and then you have Stone Cold. It's like we're spanning 3 generations. It feels like, you know, like none of these
like
men.
In the 2000s yet, dude. You know.
I know.
We're not even in the birth of Y2K.
This is crazy.
The computer, not the wrestler.
Who's Y2K, the wrestler, Steven? Tell me.
Who is Y2K, the wrestler?
It's a great question. I ask myself it every day. By the way, it was on this day in 2015 that Sheamus became the first wrestler in WWE, WWF, and WCW history to reach 200 televised wins. Which...
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of insane. Sheamus, the first wrestler.
Not like John Cena?
John Cena's around 180 and like Randy Orton's 190. Exact. Those are the second and third place were Cena and Orton.
Sheamus wrestled for like 8 years.
He started in 2009, and this is only 2015.
Why is he booked so strong?
Exactly. He would have had to have won over 30 televised wrestling matches a year, every year of his career.
John Cena had like a 20-year head start.
I know. So did Randy, man.
What?
Insane. I know. I didn't
Randy was like
it.
suspended for a point, right? Wasn't he?
I guess, but even still, he could have been suspended for 3 years and still had been on the roster longer than Sheamus.
He was also a heel for most of his, like half his career at this.
Yeah. I guess so. But this is the era of Sheamus.
What's Sean's excuse? You know?
This is the era of Sheamus when he would yell, "Are you not entertained?" And then.
Oh, like that movie.
Yeah, he won the Money in the Bank briefcase too, if you remember that. So.
And then he won, and he became the greatest WWE champion ever.
Woo! That was actually the darkest age of wrestling. We don't.
Who was the 200th loss? The 200th win against?
That's a good question. I wonder, because he did fight this week on Raw, and I think he beat Randy Orton, so that could have been it. But maybe that was 201. Who's to say? Who
knows?
So, Steven, also around this time, Global Force Wrestling, Jeff Jarrett's wrestling promotion, who we're getting updates from every now and then, they announced that they're officially going to have a television show, okay? And that their show is going to be... they didn't announce a network or anything. They just announced its name. And it's going to be called Global Force Wrestling Amped.
Are you amped for it?
Personally, yes, because they announced Hornswoggle will be there. And nothing gets me amped like Swoggle in 2015.
Oh, I also went like on a chiropractor video binge this week too, and Hornswoggle was one of them. And his room's just full of the Muppets character.
Hornswoggle's really cool. A chiropractor?
No, he was getting chiropractored on.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. The Lana episode has the most views for wrestler.
Yo, that's kind of exciting. Lana feels like she would be like really into it, you know? Like very excited.
Oh, yeah, she was yelling.
Like in pain?
Yeah, in pain.
Aw. Did Sasha Banks do it?
I think so.
Oh, as Sasha Banks...
she does so much yoga.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, yeah, Hornswoggle's gonna be there. Are you gonna watch GFW Amped, Steven?
Maybe. I think it sounds like a fun time, you know?
Bobby Roode is gonna be there too. So
Yeah, that guy's awesome. I heard he's great.
Oh,
You know who else got liked cracked in my chiropractor videos I watched?
Who?
Bobby Lashley.
Oh, shit.
And there's this one part where they get like a mallet and like a nail, and he put like a nail on Bobby Lashley's like butthole, and he started like smacking it with his mallet.
Yo.
And apparently that helps a lot with chiropractorness.
It's hot as shit, man. I saw Bobby Lashley was apparently offered a role in Stranger Things, and he turned it down, which is kind of insane. I guess he probably didn't think it was gonna be a big deal.
Was he too big for Stranger Things?
I think he might have been.
Netflix show's below me, dude.
Exactly. That's kind of crazy though. Shouts out to Bobby, man.
Oh my god, you know what I learned actually? I was meant to say this a while ago. I learned that Leo Rush was supposed to be in Power Rangers, like as a one-off like villain.
What?
But then he got injured from AEW and he couldn't do it anymore.
No.
So there could have been an episode of Following Lucha where he watched Power Rangers.
That's so sad.
I'm so sad by this, dude.
I came to collect. Leo Rush.
What is he
awesome.
collecting?
Drugs. No, he's collecting money from the drugs he's selling.
Drugs. He's collecting money from the drugs.
He's just collecting all different kinds of drugs. His house.
You think we're gonna have like a Walter White gimmick eventually in the WWE? Like years after Breaking Bad is like done and like not relevant anymore.
When everyone forgets about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
who are you?
Sick.
I'm Heisenberg, a wrestler.
Oh my god, that'd be sick. That should be Donovan Dijak's gimmick in NXT. I just wanted to wear that hat.
Didn't he get like a new name this week?
He's Dijak, which was his indie name.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I guess his last name was just too hard to pronounce.
Dijakovic? It was stupid. He should just been Dijak from the beginning. Because his name on the indies was Donovan Dijak. And I'm like, okay, easy. Go to WWE, get rid of Donovan, just be Dijak, right? And they didn't do that for 5 years, and now they are. So, shouts out. You know?
Shouts out. I miss T-Bar, man.
Me too.
Like, now we just have, like, the only surviving member of Sanity? Was that their name? Retribution?
No, Sanity, yeah, Retribution was the name. Sanity was Eric
The only
Young's
lasting member was,
Massey.
Not even Massey. It used to be Mace, now it's Massey now.
Yeah, but it's the same guy. Like, and like, there was a reason his name's Massey. He just discovered modeling.
Slapjack, dude. When is Slapjack coming back?
Fuck, I miss Slapjack so much.
What if Slapjack's like the 4th member of Maximum Male Models? What would his name be? Would it be What would his name be?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Would it still be Slapjack?
He's the only one who doesn't do anything to his name.
Imagine being backstage, like, all right, we're gonna bring to the main roster now. Your name, Slapjack.
No.
It's like, aw, Don, mate. That really dingles my dingoes, man.
Yeah, me too, honestly. So, Steven.
Yeah.
This is also around the time in 2015 that everyone is kind of realizing that Tyson Kidd's injury is a lot worse than they first thought, okay?
Yeah, it wasn't like an hint that he almost died in the ring.
Well, people didn't know that yet. Everyone was like, oh, he's having neck surgery. This happened to Owen. This happened to Stone Cold. Like, he'll be back.
Did the videos not come out yet of him dying?
Well, like, there are videos, but people are like, oh, he broke his neck, but he'll be back.
In the ring?
But now
he
it's
just
finally...
broke his neck, you know?
It's finally being reported that apparently 95% of the people that suffer the trauma and injury that Tyson Kidd die, like, on impact. So only 5% survive what he went through. And then the majority of those who survive it, the 5% who live, most of them are quadriplegics for the rest of their lives. And Tyson Kidd lived and is not a quadriplegic, so it's kind of a miracle he is still alive, you know?
Wow. He's like, shit, insane. I shouldn't wrestle anymore.
Which, in that context, it makes a lot more sense that he has not come back to wrestling yet. You know?
What? Why?
Well, it's like he probably can't.
He could have, dude, on AEW, Dark Elevation, man.
Yo, I just want him to fight Samoa Joe. This is all I need, okay?
That's the storyline?
Exactly.
10 years ago, you almost ended my career. Well, now I'm back to end your career.
He comes out with a knife in his hand, starts walking down the aisle.
He has like a gun, a heart-shaped gun.
Hell yeah. That'd be sick as hell.
But now he's training like new wrestlers, you know? Good for him.
Yeah,
I think.
guess
Is that
so.
what he does now? Does he even work for the WB anymore?
I thought he was a producer backstage. I thought that's what he does.
Oh, like producing matches?
Yeah.
How do you produce a match?
You coordinate the wrestlers and the referees and then all the other
Oh, you
producers.
like make spots and stuff?
You make spots and then you coordinate to make sure like you aren't going to do the same spot in the same night as like another match and all that kind of stuff. You know?
It's better than a producer for like movies where like they just give money to a movie.
I guess, but a producer for a movie, like they're in a way better spot. They don't got to do any work, you know?
They just give money, yeah.
Yeah, in AEW
just lose
they're
money.
called coaches for some reason, you know? Which is probably
Really?
a better. Yeah, they're called coaches.
Yeah, I guess producer makes no sense in like a terminology, like in a terminology for it. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Who
Like,
knows?
They don't
Who
call them
knows?
directors, do they? Match directors?
Match director sounds stupid as shit. But listen, Steven, there's one final news story from July 8th of 2015, and that is that 3 divas have made their WWE debut on Monday Night Raw. Do you know who these
Ooh.
3 women are?
Eve Torres, Eva Marie,
Okay.
Eva Mendoza.
Those would not. Who is Eva Mendoza? Is that the sister of Raul, Steven?
Yeah.
This is that's very exciting. That is very exciting. You would be incorrect, and that guess was a very good one. The people actually debuting on Raw this week are none other than Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks. They are called up to the main roster. And you know, Steven, you always want to put the spotlight on the new wrestlers when they debut. You want them to seem cool. So that's why they had Stephanie McMahon, one of the biggest bad guys on television, come out and be like, I love women, and so here are some new women. This is all about me. And then had the 3 women come out.
What a weird way to introduce people.
Yeah, it was
Imagine
weird.
just watching like you don't watch NXT because no one watches NXT, right?
Yeah.
And just Stephanie McMahon comes out after beating up Daniel Bryan for a few weeks at this point, right?
I mean,
before.
essentially, yeah. Like this is like not long after all the authority stuff. It's probably
And then she's just
honestly
like,
going
yo
on.
guys, you see these people right here? These guys are really good.
And then they all beat up Team Bella. Alicia Fox is getting fucked up hard style, okay? It's
Oh
crazy.
no, poor Alicia Fox. Now she's all
I
tatted
know.
up. You know, she took the loss really hard.
She really did. She really did. Life went to shit after this. But this, Steven, cues the feud between Team Bella, Team Bad, and Team PCB.
Oh, I love PCB.
Yeah. Me too.
Wait, Team Bad? Isn't
Team
Sasha Banks
Bad?
part of Team Bad? I thought Sasha Banks just debuted.
Yeah, but this is gonna like segue into that. Sasha's gonna join up. I think she joins up in like a WWE digital exclusive interview after Raw tonight. You know?
What?
Yeah, I think so.
That's like
I
the
think
worst
that's
way
how that
to
happens.
like feature a storyline.
Listen, it's a-okay. It's a-okay. But that is July 8th, 2015, Steven. What were you doing back then, by the way? I forgot to ask.
Playing Smash Brothers or something.
Yeah, honestly, it was summertime. We had no responsibilities. I could buy that. I feel like I was probably playing Splatoon still.
Yeah, Splatoon 1.
We all had our priorities. So, are you about
I mean,
ready
I
to
haven't
get to
played
our...
Splatoon 3 yet, dude. I hear
I
Splatoon
don't-
3 is alright. I don't hear anyone talk about it, actually, Splatoon 3.
Yeah.
I heard it's like a
can't-
really good seller. I don't hear anything past that.
I can't see myself purchasing it, Steven. I
No?
cannot see
You
myself
know what I can see myself
purchasing
purchasing?
it. The Bratz
Oh,
game.
Bratz on DS.
No, for the Switch.
Oh, is there a Switch Bratz game?
I think so.
You
Isn't
know, it's like a
there?
JoJo Siwa game.
There is. Is the Miz in it? He is. Oh my God, that's exciting.
There's also a Cocomelon game on the Switch that's like $50.
That is
which I find
beyond
so funny.
exciting. Holy shit.
I love
Steven,
Cocomelon.
It's about time for us to get into our current events from today in professional
Yay.
wrestling. Are you ready to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Steven!
Hello, everybody.
And
What's up, man?
welcome to the current
Welcome to the Black
event
Friday edition.
segment. Well, no, Black
Back
Friday was
Saturday.
yesterday. This will be coming out on Cyber Monday, so that's exciting, guys. Do all your
What are you
Cyber
gonna get
Monday
for Cyber
deals.
Monday?
I
It's just Black Friday's deals, but on Monday.
exactly, maybe a little bit cheaper or sometimes more expensive. Who's to say?
You missed out, dude. Okay, if you didn't get on Black Friday.
to say.
What'd you get for Black Friday or Cyber Monday?
Oh my God, I can't tell you, Steven. I can't tell you. What if I spoil a surprise for your Christmas present, you know?
Oh my goodness. Guess what I got you for Christmas? Nothing.
You
keep your expectations low.
Okay. I was gonna say maybe you got me the new Splatoon. Maybe you got me the Coco Melon game.
That's above my budget.
What is your budget, if you don't mind me asking?
$2.
$2. Okay, so I could maybe get like a cool
You know, like those those machines at like grocery stores you put coins in it.
Yeah.
That's your budget.
Ooh, I appreciate it. I was thinking more like you go to Dollar Tree and they had the knockoff wrestler toys that like 3-2 a pack, and they vaguely look
those
like
aren't knockoffs. Those are official, aren't they?
No. The cake toppers
some of them
are
are
official. The cake toppers are official. The wrestling action figures with bendy articulation, those ones are very much knockoffs, and most of them
Extreme
are
Wrestling.
So yeah, I think so. Yeah, something to that effect. So I could be getting this. So that's exciting.
Wrestler Society X.
Oh my God, Steven, I need to talk to you about the biggest story in all of professional wrestling this week, and that is that Todd Chrisley has been sentenced to 12 years in prison. I know. I know.
My hero. Everybody knows Chris.
No,
Chrisley
everybody.
knows best?
Chrisley Knows Best is the name of the show, Steven, okay?
Shit.
And he and his wife were sentenced to prison for defrauding banks for over $30 million, okay?
Oh my God.
I know. I don't know. Recently, maybe not recently.
What happened to his show?
Well, Steven, I always assumed Chrisley was, one, gay. I had no clue he had a wife.
I think you're just homophobic at that point.
Steven, have you ever watched the show?
No.
Well, I really advise you to go watch it, okay? Because you will.
You watched the show after Raw?
Yeah, man.
Why?
I've stuck around, you know, and it's just, he's definitely like he is for sure. And
I think you're just being a bigot right now.
Steven.
Yeah.
Look, he's a pretty guy too. He cares so much about
What's
his
wrong
appearance.
with pretty boys?
He
What's wrong
talks
with
about
metrosexuals?
Listen to his I guess that's it. He is a metrosexual to the fullest extent, but he does have children.
You're just
so that's a
uncomfortable
saving
when
grace.
people comfortable with their sexuality. That's what you are. You monster.
Listen.
You see
I
one
just
gay
hope he's
person in the street,
okay.
like, oh shit, I can't talk to this guy. He's gay. You're a mean monster, dude.
I guess so. But Steven, I always thought too that like Todd Chrisley was like a Hollywood guy. Like he was like a host in Hollywood.
Is he just a real estate guy?
Yeah, apparently he's a real estate tycoon. I had no clue. I thought he was like a media guy. So
I get rich, dude. Become a real estate tycoon.
I guess.
The worst thing
so.
ever.
But then I was looking it up to do research for the podcast. Bro doesn't even have his own Wikipedia page. There's no Wikipedia page for Todd Chrisley. Yeah.
You might get one now, though, right?
I don't. I think he's just like one of those pseudo celebrities who, like, you know how like you'll find someone with a podcast, right? And you'll be like, no way, like they make a living with this podcast. And then you check out like their social media and you see they only get like 30 views. You know, who would do that? No, I don't know what you're talking about. And then you realize, oh, they're not doing this as their job. This is just like they're just doing this on the side.
This
oh
is
my
their
goodness,
side hustle.
But like that is, I think, Todd Chrisley, because like, holy shit, was he not a celebrity? You know?
Well, yeah, he's just a real estate agent guy. He makes money off selling houses. Which is a lot of money, apparently.
Been on TV for so many years. This shit's crazy. But yeah, shouts out to Todd Chrisley.
Episode of Raw.
God rest his soul. Yeah, who could forget?
He's dead.
He is dead. He has passed away in
celebrities,
prison.
man, are just what's it called? Getting arrested for tax evasion.
No.
And fraud.
No.
Oh, speaking of people with wrestlers beef.
Oh, okay.
Did you see the passing away of Jason David Frank? The guy who challenged CM Punk in an MMA fight?
I don't even know who Jason David Frank is.
He played the Green Ranger in Power Rangers.
No.
I know. But in 2016, when CM Punk was trying to find out for his opponent in MMA, he's like, yo, I want to fight you, CM Punk. And then CM Punk's like, no.
Fuck you, I'm better than the Green Ranger is what he said? Or bigger than the Green Ranger?
Pretty much.
That's so sad. The Green Ranger is so cool, though. In Power Ranger Time Force, he has a jewel in his head and he talks to an owl. That's like my favorite Power Ranger of all time, you know? and he has like Kid
I like that
Bandit
Power
hair.
Ranger.
It's crazy. It's insane.
I love Kid Bandit.
I do not. I have to be honest. I really, truly do not.
No.
I had to mute them on Twitter. It was just so much. It was so much. Just
Just
you don't have
unfollow.
to be on Twitter all the time because they follow me, and I don't want to like be mean and unfollow them. You know?
What?
So yeah, but like
About to burn bridges right now, dude.
I know, but it's like just get off Twitter. I like them as a person, but they're just constantly on there. It's like shut up. Well, you don't need to be this present. You know?
Being messed up, dude.
I
Ooh,
guess so.
you know what else I learned? Remember
What?
that tournament we talked about with our predictions? Of like, what's it called? Ethan Page versus
Oh yeah.
Ricky Starks. Yeah, I won that bet.
No, I
Prediction.
chose Ricky Starks.
No, I picked Ricky Starks, right? Didn't I pick
Um,
Ricky? Didn't you pick Ethan Page?
I probably
Why would
picked
you
Ethan because I
Ethan
thought
Page?
Mox was gonna win. I thought Mox
Why
was
would you
gonna
pick
win.
Ethan Page?
Well, why the fuck would Ethan
I don't
Page make
even
it to
watch
the finals of
product,
this
I got a better
tournament?
score than you.
Why would Ethan Page have made it to the finals, Steven? Okay, if not to win.
That's
Right?
fair, you know. Ethan Page is the biggest draw ever
I think so.
of all of wrestling.
I think he is. He's one of those guys too.
Yeah.
Like if AEW didn't sign him, what would he be doing right now? You know?
Again.
You think so? He'd still be hanging out with that bald dude. I forget his name.
Which bald? There's a lot of bald dudes in wrestling.
Josh Alexander, that guy. Him.
Oh, isn't that
The North.
the TNA's main guy right now?
I think he is actually, which is kind of sad.
Ow.
I don't know, man. I want to talk about my main guy. I want to talk about my favorite
Who's your
wrestler.
main guy?
Someone who
Dominik?
would never be found guilty of tax evasion or fraud. Not Dominik. We'll get to him in a little bit. He's my favorite boy, not my favorite guy. My favorite guy is none other than Jimmy Wang Yang, okay?
What is Jimmy Wang Yang doing right now?
Well, he's the father of Jazzy Yang, which is exciting. But also, he did an interview and he told a very good story, Stephen. He told a story about how back in like mid 2000s he was fired from WWE, right? Which is like
Right,
very
that did
sad. Lost
happen.
his job, and then he apparently went on a date with some girl. WWE was coming to town, and there was this girl he really wanted to sleep with. So he was like, you know what? Why don't I just take her to wrestling? We can go backstage. I can try to impress her, you know, and you know, show her around, right?
Makes sense,
Again,
makes
in hopes
sense.
of sleeping with this lady, and
Good thing to say in public that I want to sleep with this woman.
exactly. Well, it's like 20 years later. I think he's cool. And
Okay.
they're backstage and they run into Vince McMahon. Okay, and Vince McMahon's like, "Oh, Jimmy, well, why haven't I seen you around recently? I'm missing you."
Where have
And
you
then
been, Jimmy? Jimmy Wang, the show needs you. We need you, Jimmy Wang Yang.
Well,
You're
then
the
Jimmy,
soul of the company.
he is the heart and soul. And so then Jimmy Wang Yang's like, "Well, Vince, you fired
Getting
me.
laid, dude. Oh.
I've been getting laid and you fired me." And then Vince was like, "Oh shit, well, do you want
Oh,
a
shit, I
job?"
fucked up here.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
And
Really
Jimmy Wang Yang was like, "Sure, yeah, I'll work for you guys again." And he was like, "Oh,
How
good."
for you guys? How do you get backstage at a random show?
Well, like, you know, you have friends that still work for the company,
I
right?
guess.
Yeah.
What a weird like occurrence.
I
Jimmy
know.
Wang Yang just backstage was like, Jimmy, where have you been, man?
Holy shit, Jimmy, I
What
thought you
the heck?
died. Oh my god.
You've been avoiding my calls this entire time. Where have you been, Jimmy?
No. You think Vince McMahon's been telling JR to give Jimmy Wang Yang a call for months and JR's just not doing it? JR's been ignoring Vince?
John Laurinaitis, Johnny, we need Jimmy. Where's he been?
Oh, Johnny Ace fucked Jimmy Wang Yang. This is messed up. He screwed Jimmy Wang Yang.
What the fuck is this story?
I'll
So
never
stupid.
forgive John Laurinaitis. This
What
is
happened
so
with the
sad.
woman he was trying to have sex with? What happened
You
there?
know, I'll forgive him for certain things, but fucking Jimmy Wang Yang over, you know, I could never. I could never.
Jimmy, we need you on the show, man.
God damn it. Well, yeah, shouts out to
Wang Yang's
Jimmy
the
Wang
weirdest
Yang.
wrestler ever. What a weird career.
I really hope his daughter is like uber successful. I hope she's like main eventing WrestleMania.
I hope
one
so.
day.
I follow her TikTok, you know.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I hope she's in NXT in like 2 years from now.
Jimmy Wang Yang seems like a cool dude. He could probably hook her up with a job, right?
Probably like backstage
Santino's daughter,
connections, right?
Let's get Santino's daughter and Jimmy Wang Yang's daughter teaming up together. You know,
What is
dream
Santino's daughter
team.
doing right now?
She's injured in NXT. You know,
That sucks. Didn't she just
Yeah.
get signed?
she did. She got injured after like a month or something like that.
Holy crap! There's a Beyblade battle on Up Up Down Down.
Between who?
Shit, I
Masaya
gotta
and
watch
Swa?
this. Yeah, they're in there, yeah.
Oh, shit.
They're partnered with Zelina and Baron Corbin. What the fuck?
What the fuck is that, man?
It's like a 4-on-4 team versus Trevor, Big E, Gargano, and Kofi Kingston. What is this?
Up, Up, Down, the start of Up, Up, Down, Down marked the decline of this business, Steven. This marked the destruction of professional wrestling. Exactly. Yeah, it's never been the same.
You think it's like Randy Orton? Back in my day, people were like Alpha Sigma male chads.
Yeah.
Now they're all gamers.
Like The Undertaker, when he was like, back in my day, we'd bring scissors to the locker room. Now they bring gaming
Back in my
systems.
day, we'd beat the shit out of each other backstage.
Oh, yeah.
Now we just play video games.
Wasn't
this
that
is the
was
worst?
it Arn Anderson and Psycho Sid that got into like a scissors fight, like stabbing each other with scissors?
What the fuck?
I think it was.
They get tinnitus or whatever.
Oh shit! I don't think you get tinnitus from metal, but you know.
Tinnitus?
No, tinnitus is the thing in Baby Driver with your ears.
Yeah, that's the ear ones. What's it called?
Yeah.
Tetanus. Something. Tetanus.
I think so. I think that's
Oh,
it.
speaking of tetanus, did you watch the video of Rhea Ripley and Dominik visiting Rey Mysterio's family for
Of
Thanksgiving?
course I did. Guys,
such a great
WWE
video.
on their social media put up a video of Dominik going home for Thanksgiving. It was very sweet. Dominik beforehand was excited that he was going to get to introduce his mommy to his mommy. And so...
Like, we can have some tamales, mommy. And mommy's like, dude, that's awesome. Dommy?
Listen, that is the best line ever. I don't care if it was fed to him or what, but
Give me
Dominik is a legend.
Dude, I don't know. I think heel Dominik has been so fun for like no reason.
He is
It's just so
awesome.
stupid.
Steven, I went home
were
to
just
San
jealous.
Antonio, like to my like the bedroom I have at my parents' house for like the first time in
Yeah.
like, 6 months or whatever, like for Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
And I got home and I forgot I had it right on display. First thing when you walk in is my
a Dominik
in package mint on card Dominik action figure, and I was so
Why do you
happy.
have that?
My mom went
that
to the
figure?
store one time. She sent the photo and was like, "Do you want this?" And I was like, "Mother, of course I want a Dominik action figure."
Mother, that's Dominik Mysterio, dude. Fuck.
Obviously.
I
Obviously,
feel like
I
the
want it.
Bloodline one, just fucking like debuting Power Rangers armored.
Yo,
man.
that'd be sick.
But the
That'd
video
be
is so
sick.
good because like it's just Dominik and Rhea just beating up Rey Mysterio in his house, while there's a cameraman just watching the entire time, just filming Rey Mysterio just get
They acknowledge
assaulted
the cameraman though.
in
I
his
like
house.
it. Cause when Dominik's like biological mommy opens the door, she says,
Uh-huh.
"Dominik, why are you here? Dominik, why'd you bring cameras?" So like I really like that. I really like that.
Yeah, I
And
love
then
the part where they have a picture of Ray at his wedding with his mom, right?
Yeah.
And they censored Ray's face off in the picture of his wedding
They
to keep it in
did.
kayfabe. It's
they
so
also Rey Mysterio comes to the door with his mask on during his
good. He puts the
Thanksgiving
mask
meal.
on.
He does.
He opens it with the mask on. He just has an emergency mask just in case a cameraman passes by his house.
Just in case, exactly.
It's so fucking stupid. What a great segment.
What?
I don't
And
know.
then
I'm so
also,
sad I stopped the Rey
You saw
Mysterio
the part
storyline.
where he accidentally, because he was calling Rhea Ripley a bitch throughout the segment, and at one point
Yeah.
he accidentally called his wife a bitch.
Dude, this, like, why they stopped this storyline? It's so good. I miss it so much.
No.
Maybe we'll come back after injury for the to Raw, right? To beat up
Well, you saw
Dominik.
him smash a picture frame over Rey Mysterio's boot.
Dude,
Devastating.
the part they get like a broom and start smacking the shit out of Rey Mysterio.
Oh yeah.
It was so good.
Hell yeah. Well, this is
This is honestly
honestly
the greatest segment ever. I think
Rey
this is my favorite
Mysterio.
Dominik Mysterio segment, dude.
Rey Mysterio was
Yeah.
only attacked after he called Rhea Ripley a bitch. Okay, so this
They
is on
should have
Rey.
like put it. They should have put it on Raw or SmackDown. They should have aired it on there. Why is it an online exclusive? It's so stupid.
Oh, what if it was all filmed? Steven, it should have all been filmed on the Ring doorbell. That would have been so much cooler.
Ring doorbell.
Oh my god.
Do they have a Ring doorbell? Let me hyper analyze the video. Hang on.
That'd be sick as fuck, man. That'd
No,
be
they don't
sick
have
as
a Ring
fuck.
doorbell. They have like they have like those doors with the giant windows on it,
Uh-huh. Damn it.
which I
This
feel like is
so
like the
sad.
worst door ever. Oh my god, Ray's kids are there. There's
Yeah,
like a child
man.
in the background. Who is that? That's not Aliyah.
Oh,
Is it?
yeah. Oh, shit.
Isn't
Was
Leia
Aaliyah
like
even there?
18 now?
No say. No say, Steven. But what I do say is that we're talking about Dominik's action figure, right? WWE
Uh-huh.
announced one superstar is getting their first ever action figure. That WWE
Who could it be?
superstar is none other than Logan Paul. Okay? And Steven, they released
Yeah.
the image for it, and like he posed with it, Logan Paul. It looks sick as fuck. Like it looks very good. And
Is it
I
gonna be the
think
one people scalp? Like all those hype
I think it's gonna be a ringside exclusive because the packaging looks crazy.
Oh shit! I mean, his gear looks sick. I think that's why too.
Yeah, it looks like honestly insane. I wouldn't get it because like
You're gonna
I
get
don't
it?
give a fuck
Looks
about
like
Logan
Kenny
Paul.
Omega. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean,
It
I
looks
guess
just like Kenny Omega.
It looks more like Kenny Omega than the Jazzware figures look like Kenny Omega. That's so
Look at it.
sad.
I'll send you a picture of it on Discord.
I know what it looks like. I saw it. I thought it looked great, man. I thought it looked like a really
It
good
looks a
figure.
cool figure.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy it? Order it now at MattelCreations.com.
No. How much is it? Does it say?
How much is it? Is it basics?
No, it has to be an elite. There's no way they're doing.
Oh, it's like the fucking $45 one.
Shit, bro. That's crazy.
Ultimate?
That's crazy. I think
I was
you
gonna
should
buy an
get it.
ultimate like Macho Man. Then,
If you're
like, I
willing to
didn't 'cause
spend
it-
hundreds on Transformers, go ahead and just scrounge
Yeah,
up
'cause they're
45
cooler.
for Logan Paul. You know?
Dude, there's a face alt sculpt, which is tongue sticking out, just like
Yo.
any AEW wrestler.
That's exciting. That's exciting. Steven, I think so. You like having your desk, your tchotchkes on your desk for conversation piece. There's no bigger conversation piece than Logan Paul. You know?
I think my only wrestler figure on my desk right now is like Orange Cassidy.
No, poor Otis. I'm
I got
sorry,
it for like
poor
$10
Tucker.
at GameStop.
I'm telling
No,
Tucker.
Tucker's like Tucker's in a jar.
Oh,
Tucker.
the jar, right?
He's just in a jar.
Forgot.
He's
Yeah.
in the jar. Come on.
The jar. No,
Come on
you're
now.
right. You're right.
It's
you're
not
right.
a joke, guys. He's actually in a jar.
He is. He
This
is.
is real. Yeah.
By the way, did you see that Sarah Logan has a new name?
Why?
Because the gods told her that she has a new name.
What's her new name? What was she reborn as?
Valhalla. It was given to her by the gods, though.
That's such
Similar
a dumb
to
name. Just-
Ivar and Eric. Also God-given names.
Ivar, Eric, and Valhalla.
Exactly.
It's called like Sarah Logan, you know? I guess like both those names don't work as a single name.
Just call her Sarah. You know? I'm
It's
cool with
Sarah.
that. It's Sarah.
Sarah.
Free. What wrestler
they
was
can't
it?
do
that-
Logan.
There was some
Logan
wrestler
Paul's in
that-
the wrestling company. They're gonna get confused with Logan
That's
Paul
true.
and Sarah Logan.
That's true. There was some wrestler though that dressed up like Undertaker for Halloween, and they drew Sarah on their neck, which is like hilarious. I forget
That's
who
so
it was
messed
though.
up.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
Why would they
but
do such a thing?
were you watching the SmackDown World Cup, Steven?
Yes. No, I watched
Oh.
highlights on YouTube.
Oh,
I don't
so
actually
you
watch
saw
wrestling.
the semifinals? You saw the semifinals?
What was it?
You saw Braun Strowman versus Ricochet?
Who won? Who won Braun Strowman versus Ricochet? I didn't watch that.
Steven,
Did Ricochet
the
win?
winner of Braun
Did
Strowman
Ricochet
versus
win?
Ricochet via roll-up was our boy Trevor. Let's go.
Roll up?
Advancing
What?
to the finals. Steven, the finals of the SmackDown World Cup is King Cuerno versus Prince Puma, 1-on-1. Okay?
Is this like a gimmick match where they get like a gimmick after this, or?
Oh, they just gotta carry around an Andre trophy with them everywhere? That'd be crazy. That'd be sick as
like,
hell.
Yeah.
Oh, but the gimmick
think-
is that Ricochet isn't strong enough to lift it up, and so he has to like recruit
Oh, no,
Omos
poor
to like
Ricky.
carry it around for him. That'd be sick, Steven.
Oh, dude, what I learned about Omos is Omos apparently was like a super chill dude backstage where he just like talks about anime and comic books with people.
Yeah,
He's
I
like-
watched.
He's like, it's so cool.
I watched an up, down, down video where Kofi Kingston was yelling at him and he was getting really sad. It was. I know.
Almost.
I know.
Dude, up, down, down's like either like the best thing ever or the worst thing ever for wrestlers. I swear, dude.
It is. It is. I think this is an example of best thing ever, though. You know, I love that Omos is just like a shy.
I mean, that guy's like what 25,
nerd.
right? Of course,
He's
like
young, yeah.
his elder Kofi Kingston just yelling at him, his senpai, you know,
Exactly.
as he would call it.
Exactly. That's his biggest inspiration. That's who got him into wrestling was Kofi Kingston. You know.
And that's possible.
I mean, it is, which is kind of scary.
It's
Oh my
very
god.
possible.
He watched his match with Randy Orton at SummerSlam like '09, and he fell in love. He fell in love.
I like the part where Randy called him stupid. It made me inspired.
Yo, I love the part where they referenced it non-stop in their storyline 10 years later and wouldn't stop referencing it over and over again. That was really cool. I like that.
So Santo
wrestling when it's
Escobar is
subtle.
winning, right?
I would imagine, but if Ricochet wins, I'd be
Right?
happy.
I
you
feel
know?
like Ricochet's gonna be like the one people are supposed to cheer for, like a Chad Gable. Remember when that
Yeah.
happened at King of the Ring?
And then if Santos wins, you can have his boys like carry his trophy for him. You know?
Yeah.
So it works out. It works
His
out. It
boys.
Works out.
Did people cheer for like any of the NXT people so far? I think only like Dexter Lumis gets cheered for. I don't know about anyone else.
Johnny Gargano sucks.
I mean, he better, you know. He gets like featured in like every like segment now.
Yo, I love his new theme song. It's good, I think.
The male version of Rebel Heart, the soulless version. There's no soul in it, dude.
Listen, name one other wrestler, like male wrestler, who has a female singing in their song.
Christian.
Okay. No.
Christian Cage.
He does not.
Christian Cage, dude.
There are men that sing his song, Steven.
No, it's a woman. The first time, the better version.
That's forever ago. I mean, right now on the roster, who has a woman singing their song? Who? Tell me.
Hey, you know Candice LeRae is like in the WWE right now? Isn't that crazy?
That is kind of wild.
Remember when she like returned? Is she still in the company?
Yeah, she's there doing something, or she's a mom. I don't really know. Do you think Johnny Gargano's a good dad?
Yeah.
I think he's a good dad, but he's the kind of dad that you'll grow up and learn you shouldn't respect. You know?
Maybe like one of those dads where it's like
mean.
he's trying to like get his children
that.
into like all this like pop culture stuff, you know? It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
I
the
liked
only
this as a
thing.
kid, but you must like this as a kid.
That's the one thing I hope. You know, I'm sure he's a good father. I'm sure his
And like
kid will
Kevin
love
Owens
him.
with Owen.
Exactly.
He's like, Owen, you better like wrestling, you piece of shit. Okay. And Owen's like,
Exactly.
fuck, man. I'm like
Too much pressure.
15 now, 7'7".
I really hope
wrestling,
his kid
man.
grows up not to resent wrestling. His kid can resent wrestling or not. I don't care. I want his kid to resent Marvel comics. That's what I want. Okay.
The Marvel gamer.
Mm-hmm.
What if he's like one of those like anti-SJW Marvel like YouTube rant people with like the 5-hour long videos of why Captain Marvel sucks because she's a woman?
Do you think they're gonna exist in 18 years? Those kind of people?
Probably.
Oh, fuck. How old are we going to be? Steven, in 18 years, when his kid is like an adult, we are going to be almost
even more
40.
adults.
We'll be almost 40, Steven. Are you going to have a child by then? Are you going to have your own
I don't
Johnny
know.
Gargano
Will you have
Jr.?
a child by then?
I
What if
don't
they're
know.
18, you know? My own Gargano
Oh, my
Jr.
God.
What would you name your child? Mine would be Gargano Jr.
Yeah?
My child's name, yeah.
Mine will be Ciampa Jr. then. Just
Where's Ciampa been?
He's injured. He's injured.
Is he actually?
Sad. He is. Yeah.
Oh.
I know.
He's like the Miz's best friend for a bit.
Yeah. Sad
And then
situation. Sad situation.
Is the Miz's thing right now just like pushing like NXT people over? That is the thing right now.
That. I don't know.
That's pretty
I
sick.
do know that Brian Pillman Jr.'s holding right now is that he apparently
That
fucked
his dad
MJF's
died?
fiance. Oh.
What?
Wait, his dad died? Oh my god, no.
Wait, what is dad died?
No.
No.
But, you know, on Twitter.
Wait. What?
On Twitter, they've been going back and forth, and Brian Pillman Jr. was like, I fucked your fiance. And then MJF was like, good.
I thought he was like a Sigma. I thought he was like a beta.
Yeah, me too. But then MJF was like, you can have her. Like, take her. I don't want her. And then then she responded. Then she responded to Brian Pillman Jr. and was like, the only thing that you've ever touched when thinking about me is some tissues and lotion. And then he responded with, really? And then it was a photo of them on vacation together and her in a bikini and him shirtless.
What?
So I don't know what's going on there.
Is this real?
I imagine they're probably friends in real life, maybe? I don't know.
I
It's
feel like
kinda
the best
crazy.
storylines happen off camera for
I
AEW.
guess. This is the one win that Brian Pillman Jr. will ever have in his life, though. You know, this is the
But if
only
it's fake,
time.
it's not a real win for him. His on-screen girlfriend like left him too. Poor guy.
No, not Julia. Not Julia. That's so sad. But listen, Steven. Brian Pillman Jr. is killing it. You know, are you doing some fact checking right now to see if they've really fucked?
I am looking at it. I am looking at it right now.
Good.
He needed to post a picture of them in bikinis with him.
Oh no. That's so
I posted a picture of
sad.
CM Punk licking his fingers. He looks really mad about it.
No, after eating Mindy's muffin?
Not Mindy's.
Not Mindy's.
This is the biggest W of Brian Pillman Jr.'s
I
career
know.
ever.
It really is. It really is. So, Steven, we go from that to... I say we go from that like this is an episode of Lucha Underground. I don't know why I did that. But we need to talk about what I think is the biggest story of the week. I saved it for last because, you know, it's just the biggest news in pro wrestling. And that is that Preston Vance, 10 of the Dark Order, has turned his back on -1.
Why are they using a kid for a storyline? His dad died. That's so stupid.
Dude, did you see the video or no?
No, I did not.
Oh my god, it's Preston Vance, and -1 is at the top of the ramp as he just watched -1 turn on the Dark Order, and then he's, or sorry, not -1 turn on the Dark Order.
-1's a heel
No. Preston 10 turned on the Dark Order. -1's watching from the top of the ramp. -1 falls to his knees, okay? And then 10 gets up there, takes his mask off, and throws it on the ground in front of -1. -1 grabs it and starts like rocking back and
He
forth
wasn't
on
supposed
the
to
ground.
lose it. He didn't have that match.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening. And so -1's like there on the ground crying, and then Preston Vance is like laughing.
Is this real? Is he actually crying for real? Is he in the storyline?
And then he
Does
joins
he know it's
up.
real? Does he think this is real life?
I don't know, man. And then he joins fucking like, I don't even know who it was. Was it like Roosh or something that he joins? It's just crazy ass shit. And so
Roosh, he's hired by the company?
Apparently, I don't.
I think it's a
fucking know.
one-off.
I just want Dalton Castle here. This is all I want. I want Dalton Castle.
Is he even in the
versus-
company?
I can't tell. I honestly don't know. So
Who works for AEW? I don't know. I legit don't know who works for AEW.
-1 got that graphic, so
Is -1 getting paid for this?
I imagine there's some savings account being built, you know?
By his mom?
Oh, also his mom's employed by the company, so that works too. So
Maybe.
Yeah. Who the fuck knows, Steven? But do you have any news stories for me, or do we think we're good? We're wrapping it up on this episode.
Do you
want to
give our predictions for Survivor Series?
You mean the results from Survivor Series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The alternate timeline. We can bet who wins again.
Who won? Who won the matches?
Yeah.
of
You
course.
better keep notes of this. I'm not keeping notes. Are you?
Which no, I'm not. I can keep notes, I guess. But remind me what the first match we watched earlier was, because I just
the
have
first
a bad
match.
memory.
So the pay-per-view starts with the United States Championships of Seth Rollins, versus Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory.
Oh, yeah, I remember this match. This is this is obvious.
Yeah, remember when
this is? No, tell me. You remember probably better than I do. My memory's a little shaky.
Who won this match?
No, Austin Aries. Austin Aries. Shit, Austin Aries won the match. Yeah.
Oh
They
my gosh, he
announced
returned.
a
Triple H was like,
special-
I'm a big fan of you, Austin Aries. I love you, Double A. You better come back to work for me. It's not Vince anymore, man. And Austin was like,
announced-
fuck yeah, dude. I love wrestling again.
a special fourth participant in this match. It was Double A Austin Aries.
With the banana. He uses a banana against Bobby Lashley. He throws at him. Bobby's like, shit, I'm allergic to potassium. And he just explodes or something.
Yeah,
And
I
Austin
think
Aries
that's how
gets
it
the
works.
pin. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and the reason it was like
Yeah.
mainly between Bobby and Aries at the end is because both Austin Theory and Seth Rollins refused to
TNA.
work with Austin Aries. Like they were morally opposed to him, like in his actions. So they walked
Lashley
out
was in
of the
TNA
match.
of Austin, so he was okay.
Yeah, he thinks he's a good dude, Austin Aries. So that match was great. I loved it. So shouts out to Austin Aries.
AJ Styles versus Finn Balor.
AJ, well, that's it. That's not like a big War Games match. It's not like Judgment Day versus the OC.
Nope.
Oh,
Who's your favorite OC member? Mine's Mia Yim.
ooh, mine's Carl Anderson, my favorite wrestler. So
He's a really good wrestler.
yeah, no, he really is. This match ended in a double DQ if I remember correctly.
Yeah? Double DQ
yeah.
finish. Ooh.
I think so.
I like that
Mia
a lot.
Yim just wouldn't stop kicking AJ Styles. It was really weird. Her own teammate, she just wouldn't stop kicking him. She was really
was
clearly trying to
blindfolded.
get
She had,
AJ
like,
the DQ win. The ref just
She
threw
put
out the
on
match
Finn Balor's
instead.
mask by accident and couldn't see anymore.
By mask, do you mean his blackface? I don't know what you mean. What mask does Finn Balor have?
His BDSM mask, you know?
Wait, he has a BDSM mask?
He's a bondage mask, yeah.
Oh shit! Like
Finn
what's his
Balor.
face? Like bald man carrying cross?
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay, what was the next match?
The women's championship of Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy that Shotzi's champion now, man.
Yeah,
I
it is.
didn't believe
it was
it.
a weird start to the match though, where her tank stopped working midway through the ramp and just had
It
to
just
like get out of it
exploded?
awkwardly and walk. Yeah,
It started leaking.
And then when
leaking and smoking.
when Ronda came out, she had to like walk around it. It was really weird, but good match, hard fought, back and forth, and Shotzi got a clean win. It was
Yeah.
cool. So
Good for Shotzi, you know?
yeah,
I can't believe she like what was her finisher again? It was like
the backbreaker.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So
the next match is the women's War Games match of Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss and Asuka and Mia Yim for some reason and Becky Lynch versus Bayley and Io Sky, which is all capitalized for some, and Dakota Kai and Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley.
The only part I really remember of this match is when Alexa was the only woman remaining in a cage at the top of the ramp.
I like the part where she's like spazzing out and becoming the Alexa Bliss demon form.
Well, exactly. You know? She got kidnapped by Bray Wyatt. He took her out of the cage and they just left together. The women, the good girls, the good guy girls were out of disadvantage in the match. And that's, of course, why they lost. As Nikki Cross pinned all the women remaining in the match in a stack.
Nikki Cross did the crossface on Mia Yim, and then Mia Yim's like, shit. "Oh, I can't tap out. I got to represent all the good women." And then Bianca Belair like, "Don't tap out, Mia Yim. Don't tap out, Mia. I'm still in the cage outside the match. I'm not in the match yet."
They did the DIY FTR spot, but it was 7 women holding hands.
7 women holding back Bianca Belair. And Mia's like, "Oh, I can't tap out," and she starts tapping out, and then Bianca Belair's like, "No, Mia Yim, my lifelong partner." No.
Good for Mia Yim being showcased on this show, kicking AJ Styles repeatedly, and then tapping out for the women. Yeah, I'm so glad she didn't retire after being fired.
Dude, our version of Yim's awesome. What the fuck?
Oh yeah,
I love our Mia Yim.
Let's go.
Was she only hired for like Keith Lee?
Keith Lee's not even there, back. Bro. What?
No, for like when his AEW contract runs out like 20 years from now.
Oh,
like, yeah,
so he goes back
back Mia
there?
Maybe
Maybe
got
so.
Mia
maybe
Yim,
so.
dude.
But what was the next match,
Mia.
Steven? What was the next match on the show?
The men's War Games match, the Bloodline, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn versus the Brawling Brutes of Sheamus and Butch and Ridge Holland and Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens.
Holy fuck, so many people. Yeah, no, this was
War Games
obviously
match even good.
Obviously,
I've never seen one.
You've never seen a War Games match, Steven? Not even the one where Pat McAfee did a moonsault off the cage?
That was real?
That was real, yeah. He did it on the Adam Cole. Wow. It was badass.
Oh, my fucking dude! Is Io Sky gonna do like a backflip off the cage against Mia Yim?
During the men's match, probably. It did happen, actually, if you remember.
They refused to leave the ring. Passed out. She couldn't leave.
She couldn't.
He was like, "Shit, I gotta take you out of here, man.
No.
Come on." She does like what's it called? The something heart.
Her finishing move, the backbreaker. She did it on Roman Reigns.
Roman's like, "Ouch, my back." Oops.
He got a microphone and he said all those things into it in front of the sold out crowd. It was crazy. Mia Yim was, though, my favorite spot of the match was when the Bloodline all worked together to lift Mia Yim up the entire cage and just dropped her from the top down to
She just sandbagging the entire time. That Mia Yim.
And they just threw her to the ground outside the cage to get her out of the match. It was crazy. And then all the members of the Bloodline.
Rich Holland with the Holland Buster on Roman Reigns. That was sick. Wow.
That one was pretty cool. I think that was right after the spot where, because you know how they dropped Mia Yim like down to the ground and all the Bloodline was like there at the top. They didn't all just like climb down slowly and awkwardly. They all did synchronized moonsaults at the same time on the Ridge Holland.
Yeah,
it was really
cool.
Special. It was very cool.
Who got the pin again here?
Solo Sikoa.
Oh, that's right. He did the solo bomb on the Ridge Holland and Butch at the same time.
But then he pinned Sheamus, who was laying there from a spot earlier in the match.
Sheamus is dead already. He just brings a gun out of his pocket and just shoots Sheamus.
No.
Sheamus is just dead.
That's so sad. That's so sad.
What
and the Bloodline
pay-per-view.
celebrated. Jey Uso and Sami Zayn are on like really good terms now, actually.
Yeah, and they drive together at night, and then they get in a car accident, and it's kind of bleak after that.
It's a little bleak, but we're getting there storyline-wise. We're getting there.
And then The Rock comes out.
The Rock did come out, Steven.
That was
You're
crazy.
right. And he challenged Solo Sikoa to a one-on-one match at WrestleMania.
Solo Sikoa, it's me and you out of Solo v Solo.
Oh my god, Mono e Mono. This is crazy.
Mono e Solo.
Exactly.
Rock versus Sikoa for the Bloodline title.
In shining lights. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The winner. Oh my god, that's night 1 of WrestleMania. Night 1 is Rock versus Solo. The winner fights Roman on night 2. Because of course Roman is fighting Cody on night 1.
Who's gonna win night 2? Who's gonna win that? Rock versus
Roman's
Solo.
gonna get injured during his match with Cody on night 1, so Cody will have to win the title. And then they'll probably like Solo versus Cody for main event of night 2. That's my guess. Yeah. Personally, that's
adrenaline in his soul. Low?
Yeah. Hello? That's what I would personally prefer. So, Steven, I'm excited for this year's WrestleMania. You know, it already feels like WrestleMania season's in full.
Oh, I got one last storyline that I remembered off the top of my head.
Oh, shit. Week. Yeah.
Chavo Guerrero has said that he would love to be... He said that he would love to be in a storyline of The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Which is what they set up after The Rock came out on this pay-per-view.
This is an actual headline I read this week. What? Chavo Guerrero. He believes that he would want to be part of the Bloodline versus The Rock feud at WrestleMania.
Not like as a producer, but as like a person, like on TV?
Yes.
How? Why? Anyone would want that. I want to be part of that too, man. Like, sure.
Buddy Murphy wanted to be that, you know?
Yeah, bro. Like,
I feel like fired.
Anyone.
Did I tell you about that story of Buddy Murphy? Where like he was like
how he pitched himself winning
pitching
or some
himself.
shit?
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
I want to be part of the Bloodline, but like I'm not Roman Reigns' boy. I'm like Paul Heyman's guy. You know, I listen to Paul Heyman. And then he pitched this to Paul Heyman, right? And he's like, Paul Heyman said he really liked this idea of this storyline that I pitched to him. And then Paul was like, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell Vince that, man.
Bro, that's awesome. Oh, I thought of a story too. I'm wearing my British Bulldog shirt today.
Oh my goodness.
And do you remember who British Bulldog's old tag team partner was, Steven? In the British
Was it
Bulldogs? No.
Was it a heart?
It was not a heart. Related to the Hart family though. You know, very, very related. It was the Dynamite Kid, Steven. Tom Billington.
1, 2, 3, 1?
No, Dynamite Kid, the one who was like known for being an asshole and beating up people. And his children they both look like they're like 16-year-olds. They've started wrestling for MLW. Crazy, you know?
Wow.
I know. The Billington Boys is what they're called, I think. Which is like, why not be the Dynamite Children? I feel like this is the way better route, you know?
Dynamite Siblings?
The Dynamite Siblings actually sounds much cooler. You are correct. Steven, what are you typing in? What are you doing?
Look at the Chavo storyline. I found it. The article.
Yeah, no, tell me. Lay it on me.
On cultaholic.com.
That's my favorite website.
Our favorite news source. WWE WrestleMania's plans have yet to be revealed, but the company reportedly wants The Rock to make his comeback for the showcase of the Immortals for a match with his cousin and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. If the match will take place remains to be seen, but former WWE Cruiserweight Champion Chavo Guerrero revealed to Wrestling Inc. that he wants to be involved in the match.
Yeah, that probably means like as a producer, bro.
No,
right?
I hope he's like a fucking storyline guy.
God damn.
Like Roman Reigns, you and me have this deep connection back then, brother. Okay.
What if we just run
family,
back,
dude?
We run back the Chavo spot from Ring of Honor WrestleMania weekend? You know, that'd be sick as hell.
He's The Rock's manager.
He is. That'd be so fun.
This is good. He's also like not signed with any major wrestling promotion right now.
Excuse you. He is signed to the Iron Claw film, Steven. Okay, he's busy. He has priorities. You know? He said Allison Brie got him that job. Kind of crazy. You know? Yeah. He said that also in an interview this week. He was just like, Allison Brie called and was like, hey, you want to be part of this movie? And I was like, yeah.
Allison Brie part of that movie?
I don't think so.
That she was in Glow.
Yeah, she is. That's how they know each other, I assume. You know?
Was he in Glow?
Yeah.
Really?
He was like one of the producers for Glow.
Oh, that's probably why.
I think.
I didn't watch season 2 of Glow, so.
Damn, that's so sad. I think I watched half of season 1, if that.
Was it good? I thought season 1 was fine.
Yeah, I like Mark Maron. Like, he's cool, I guess.
Well, I watched it back in high school, right? During my biology class, and there's a scene where Allison Brie takes her shirt off, and I had to like hide my phone.
I do. This is the first scene in like the entire show. She's fucking hardcore. But Steven, what's it called? Does Mark Maron even do anything still? Like, is he still like a podcaster?
I don't know. I don't listen to his podcast.
We'll find out. We'll report back next week, guys. But this has been Following Lucha episode. What the fuck even is this? Like 42 or some shit. We'll be back next week with more Following Lucha. You can follow us online at Following Lucha on pretty much every social platform. You can donate to us at, what is it? donatecoffee.com or something like that.
Give me a coffee.
Give me a coffee. It's in the description, guys. Just you can find it there if you want to. You can still probably give Conan a kidney if you got one of those laying around. And otherwise, we'll be back next week with more Following Lucha. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.